This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 FM and iTalk1067.com. Also brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Beamer's Glass, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, Summit Regional Medical Center, Horn Auto Center, Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport, and Comfort Fit Dentures. And now, Sholo Ford presents high school football on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com.
Very good evening, and thank you for joining us here from Paul Morrow Field or Stadium at the campus of Blue Ridge High School. I'm Derek Palmer alongside Mike Granillo as the Yellowjackets are playing host to the Morenci Wildcats. And a little bit of a test for both sides. Morenci comes in 2-2, having a couple of very tight losses. Blue Ridge, at this point, is it safe to say that they are a little bit uncontested?
Last week they got a little bit of a test. Went down to Mingus, playing up in a class, and were able to. The thing that surprised me the most, Mingus always known for their size, but Blue Ridge able to put up points on the offensive end. So a good sign for Blue Ridge. But as you said, probably their first real tough contest of the season.
So going to take on this Morenci team that knocked off the Round Valley team that we watched last week, and not probably the same sort of look that the Elk would give Morenci as we saw after they made a change at quarterback. But that was a very tight one, 6-3. The Wildcats wound up winning, and a team that looks like it really likes to keep the ball on the ground, but so does Blue Ridge. Yeah,
it's going to be really a battle in the trenches tonight, Derek. Both teams boast some runners who have over 500 yards so far this season for the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets. That's Carlo Harris. For Morenci, that is, and I apologize, he doesn't have, but Aragon and Lucero, both almost 400 yards rushing apiece. So the ground game is going to be crucial for both teams, but it looks like if a team has to pass, the advantage goes to the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets.
As we transition now to the Ace Hardware keys to the game, if you need a key made any day or night, any night of the week, head over to Ace Hardware, 3 locations, and Pinetop, Overguard, and Sholo. So we know that both teams want to ground and pound, so what's the greatest key?
So ultimately, this coin toss is the key to the game, because I think the team that scores first is the team that has control, because as soon as you get behind, coaches want to throw the ball. They both go away from their strengths, and I think that could spell doom possibly for these teams, because it could become turnover city. So the team that scores first is my Ace Hardware key to the game.
The Ace Hardware keys to the game. With the if you need a key made any day or night of the week, head over to 3 locations in Pinetop, Overguard, and Sholo. As it looks as if Blue Ridge won the toss.
Yeah, we'll see what they do.
And elected to receive. So the ball should be going up right after this. As we'll have it for you right after this. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the...
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pinetop and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
All right, getting ready for a big one here as both sides are getting closer and closer to region play. The Yellowjackets still largely untested. They won the toss, going to go ahead and receive as we take a quick run by the Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center injury report. Summit Regional Medical Center has everything your athlete needs to get back in the game. Taking a look down each sideline, it doesn't look as if there's anything that is plaguing either side. So the Summit Regional Medical Center injury report thus far clean.
Yeah, nothing of significance for either side.
Morenci wearing black hats and then all white. Junior Baca teeing it up at the 40. Back to receive for the Yellowjackets is Samuel James. I believe that's Carlo Harris. Lest my eyes deceive me.
It is Carlo.
Both standing around their own 5-yard line. The college kickoff is on way and had by James in the near hash. He's looking for some blocking help as he gets to the 20. He's still on his feet at the 25. No, bounces it outside, goes to the 30, and eventually forced out of bounds after a great return of more than 30 yards
number 7,
with Romero there on the stop.
Well, excellent start for the Yellowjackets, and as I mentioned, I kind of oversimplified the keys to the game. Blue Ridge electing to take the ball first, see if they can put points on the board. Now, the oversimplification was Luke Berlin is really a big key to the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets, the junior quarterback. He's been starting this is his 3rd season starting, however, in a new system under a new coach. So we'll see what the young man has against a little more stout defensive line at least.
Split backs on either side of him. Now he's going to work from the shotgun. 3 receivers with 2 going to the left as there's a crowded box from the Wildcats, and the handoff is going to the left side. Pretty good hole. Forcing his way over the 40 is Harris.
Carlo Harris with the carry.
Well, I like the fact that Blue Ridge didn't shy away from what they're wanting to do. You know, I'm sure everybody in the stadium knew that the ball should be going to Carlo Harris, and instead of trying to be tricky, they went ahead and gave it to him, and the young man ran hard for those 5 yards.
2nd down and 5 is now an offset pistol with Berlin again working from the shotgun. Still with the receiver on either side, but as they're having a hard time getting the ball set, looks like it kind of slowed up the Yellowjackets a little bit as the handoff goes Harris, and this time tries the right side, but he's immediately met by Romero, though he cuts it back to his left this time and is able to take nothing and turn it into quite a bit of something, gains 4.
Yeah, that's a pretty impressive run by Carlo Harris as Romero shedded the block of Noah Chi and just met him up in the hole, but Harris, you could see just keeping the legs going, and Romero met him up high and couldn't wrap him up.
Blue Ridge going without a huddle, and nobody's coming off the sideline. They are providing Morenci an opportunity to substitute if it wants to roll the dice. As it doesn't look like anybody's wanting to yet here on 3rd and short. Does it turn and give to Harris again going to the left side and is able to get through another hole over the 50 and into Wildcat territory before Romero brings him down, but not before he gains 8, and it has a first down at the 43.
Well, this up-tempo style for Blue Ridge may pay off dividends, especially in the 4th quarter. But credit Noah Chi right there for picking up a big kick-out block and allowing Harris to get those yards. We'll see if the Jackets on 1st down here decide to go to the air.
Got Sarchett and Clough split wide to the right side. Sarche, as the handoff or the snap is going to clear Berlin as he's going to pick it up and now try to make something happen. Rolling to his right, slamming on the brakes. Romero eventually grabs him by the shirt tail and brings him down back in Blue Ridge territory.
Well, that's I'm not sure if they were going to pass, but that could have been disaster right there. Now you're way behind schedule. And now perhaps having to throw a pass. Play action maybe. Still working, though, with Harris still in the backfield.
Cost him 13 yards. Officially 2nd and 22 apparently on the scoreboard. Still with 3 receivers. Fake the handoff. Now rolling to the left. Looking upfield as he's going to unload. Got a little bit of space as there's some man trying to shake a defender who is running for his life after him. But James couldn't get underneath it.
Well, credit James. The ball was thrown quite a bit to the inside, and he made a good adjustment, just could not quite get there fast enough. But interesting, on 2nd and 22, they go for 32. And now you put yourself in a very, very – I think it's actually 3rd down. I don't think that marker's down marker's correct. But now you put yourself in an obvious passing situation. Now, Berlin's favorite target on the season has been Trenton Trickey.
Split out on the right side. 3rd down and 22. Again, rolling the pocket to the left. Some pressure coming from the blind side, and it's overthrown and incomplete.
It almost looked like Samuel James did not see that ball. Or was that Sarche? Oh, yeah, that was
As intended for
Sarche.
number 2, Brecken Sarche.
Excuse me. Brecken.
4th and 22.
Is it Samuel James? Number 2. Number 2, number 7 looked very similar, but looked like Brecken just didn't see that ball coming until it was too late.
So the fumbled snap winds up stalling the Yellowjackets.
Absolutely.
Back to receive. This looks to be Chris Lopez. Tricky's going to kick it away for the Yellowjackets. As everybody's standing up along the line for Morenci. Is the snap this time good? Kick is high. A little bit short. Lopez going to let it bounce at the 20.
Oh,
Takes
my.
a huge Yellowjacket bounce. Now he's lurking. Instead, will be down at the 7. So a huge
That's
kick
gonna be
there
a
from
Morenci
Tricky.
ball on the
He's going to give the Wildcats an
8-yard line.
awfully lengthy field.
Well, and, Blue Ridge had the promising drive going, and as you said, the one mistake really cost them. But they do kind of get some field position advantage by trying to pin Morenci deep. It's going to be tough for Morenci to stick to the ground for, 92 yards? But we'll see. We'll see if the Blue Ridge defense is up for the challenge. As mentioned, they have not been tested too much this year. This will be one.
In the backfield, Marcus Lucero as under center. I believe that's Lopez who's going to start at the quarterback, and instead going to hand this one off not to Lucero but to Julian Aragon as he goes to the right side and winds up gaining 6 on a 1st down carry.
Well, and just like Blue Ridge did on their first possession, Aragon, they go to their leading rusher right off the bat, and Aragon does a great job of getting past first contact and getting into that secondary, where he's also looks like he's willing to deliver some punishment as a ball carrier.
Morenci with 3 players who've thrown roughly the same number of passes.
Yeah.
As Lopez starting at quarterback this time. He's got 2 running backs and an H-back. Crowded backfield as he goes under center after they go huddle. And wanted to hand this one off. Instead, it's going to be fumbled and nearly lost, but he's going to be able to bounce off of his running back and go to the right side where he's over the 30 and has a 1st down after a near disaster.
Well, Lopez also one of those top rushers. He's averaging 45 yards on the season, and there you can see why. Busted play. Everything is up in the middle where everybody thought the play was supposed to go, and he bounced it to the outside and outran everybody. So it's going to be a great little chess match, and really 2 styles that are very similar from these 2 teams.
19 yards on the carry, 8 minutes to play, no score after Blue Ridge forced a punt. Pinned Morenci inside the 5, or the 10, I should say, as Lucero's now forced to bounce it to his left. Tracked down by Tricky and then brought down head over heels back at the 31.
Well, the one difference between Morenci and Blue Ridge is on the line of scrimmage, Morenci puts their 5 deep offensive linemen in pretty tight sets. Not a lot of room in between there, and so they start those running plays inside, but it kind of sucks the defense in, and I think those running backs are used to bouncing it to the outside. Perhaps Morenci hasn't played a team with as much speed in the secondary as Blue Ridge.
Lucero said to get back to the line of scrimmage. Looked like that was going to be a loss. It's the same formation here. This time Yellowjackets coming up close. Aragon, as the flag comes out, runs to the right side. He's able to get to the edge. Still on his feet as he approaches the yard marker, but this is in the neighborhood of holding, it seems.
Yeah, I think it's
Number
no
12,
doubt. I think
Harris.
they had a defender that was trying to get to the outside and was held. Could have made the play.
Have a flag on the play.
But nice play, bounced it to the outside. We got problems with our whoever's running our stick on the other side. They were about a yard off. I think it actually was 2nd down and 11.
Now, how much tougher is for a team that really wants to keep it on the ground once you start getting that far behind schedule?
Well, we saw what happened with Blue Ridge. Blue Ridge first 2 passing attempts incomplete, trying to throw some deep balls because they were 22 yards behind the sticks. Now Morenci's 20 yards behind the stick, and probably going to have to go to the ground. Although it is, you got 2 downs, you might be able to run it still.
So no gain on first, and then a holding penalty after what looked like it was going to be close to a 1st down, but perhaps because of the hold, he was able to get the edge. Now 2nd and 20. Again, a little bit of pressure being shown. Tried a little misdirection as Lapita is going to come from the right to the left. Overrun Tricky and then get to the 35 to get back the yards that had been lost, and then a couple more. Gain of 13 to make it 3rd and manageable.
Well, that doesn't happen to Trenton Tricky very often, where he came up into the hole, met the ball carrier, and was put on his backside. Great hard running there for Morenci, as we see that on replay on italk1067.com. So Morenci didn't have to go to the air, and I'm expecting they're going to run this one as well.
That's Diddy Lupita, as he has the 13-yard gain, and then everybody crowding the box again. Hand it up this time to Aragon. Cuts it upfield at the 35 and is able to get very close to the yard marker, with Tricky eventually bringing him down.
So Blue Ridge is employing a kind of an interesting defense. They're going with a 4-man front, but then they bring linebackers right up on the line of scrimmage, and I think that's going to end up hurting them, because they're not able to read and react off of the offensive keys and then make plays. And so it's allowing the Morenci backs to get a lot of yards into the secondary after the line of scrimmage.
Gain 7, has the first down, this time going with Lucero, I believe. As the ball comes out, no, he's still up.
Yep.
And then Harris there with the stop. Lucero is there on the carry, and he winds up bullying his way up for 6.
Yeah, both these teams coming out with some intensity, running hard. Got an injured lineman on the play. Look at one of their linemen. That's Gage Rodriguez. Big boy, 6 foot. Oh, they don't have weights. Never mind. But he's 6 feet tall.
This is a Summit Regional Medical Center injury report.
And it looks like they're looking at either the left knee or ankle. Blue Ridge training staff out there as well.
In an awful lot of discomfort. We will give him some privacy, as there's no score. 5:47 to play in the first quarter. This is Shola Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable. Always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
Able to walk off under his own power, but with not as much confidence as I think he might like. So the Wildcats, who started on their 8, Morenci now out toward midfield, 2nd down and 4, but down an offensive lineman.
It's all right. They got a lot of guys up there on the line of scrimmage.
Give to Aragon, starts moving to the right, but eventually brought down after a short gain of 1. They were able to convert on 3rd and 7 last time. They got exactly 7. Now they're going to need 4.
Well, Noah Chi, he's had a rough time so far in the early going, being able to get to the ball. That time ends up in the hole and does a great job tackling the hard-running Aragon. But, you know, tough to be a receiver in this game, because I don't think, you know, you're going to have to go out there and do some work blocking, and Tricky's having to come out.
Yeah, the stop play, so he could come out. Does this look like something's wrong with his...
Maybe he might have blood that they got to tape up or something like that.
3rd down and 4. Wildcats, again, started on their 8, have converted on 3rd down twice here in the early going, as Lapita comes in motion. Lopez wants to keep it. But there's the Yellowjackets. They're waiting for it. He's still on his feet as he moved back to the 45 and wound up losing 4 yards. Sarche there with the stop to bring it 4th down.
Well, we saw Lopez do a good job of escaping traffic earlier on his first carry, but that time just too many Yellowjackets in the backfield, had to reverse course. And Sarche did a great job right there. He went right at his legs and wrapped up both legs. So pretty good job on the open field tackle by Sarche.
Torres is punting for Morenci on 4th and 8. Good snap, Tricky, who's back out there. What a great punt. High, hanging, and Tricky doesn't call a fair catch, and a little bit early there on the stop.
Tricky.
He's going to get some extra yardage.
I can't believe he still caught that ball, as the defender, Fernandez, was right on top of him. He tried to wait, and then he went and said, I'm just going to hit him anyway. Yeah, that's impressive catch right there.
They arrived nigh simultaneously.
But, you know, disaster averted for the Yellowjackets, as they will now have an opportunity to continue on offense. Might see them mix up a pass in a little bit more of a non-obvious situation. They obviously, when they got behind the sticks with the fumble, with the bad snap, that put them in a really tough predicament. They had to pass it. I look for them maybe on a second down, if they can get 5 or 6 yards on this first down play. Maybe on second down they can put it in the air and see what happens.
Both sides with costly 15-yard mistakes, as the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets lost 15 yards or so on the fumble as Harris tries the first down carry, goes to the left side and has nothing. That gives the Yellowjackets their first down all the way up to the 38 after the 15-yard personal foul. Harris actually lost yardage on that play.
Yeah, they met him up in the hole that time, and Harris just had nowhere to go as there was 2 or 3 defenders there.
Second down and a short 11. Receivers coming to the near side. Pistol formation with Berlin, who's 0 for 2. Going to look to throw to the left side, and has it nearly intercepted. In and out of the hands.
He's like, was that to me?
That pass was intended for number 7,
McCauley.
Samuel James.
It looked as if Berlin and his intended receiver, James, were not on the same page.
Yeah, so now again you put yourself in an obvious passing situation. I would look for Morenci to perhaps blitz on this one on a 3rd and long situation. Try not to give Berlin too much time to find a receiver downfield.
Clock stopped at 4:07 to play in the first. There's no score in the 3rd and long situation again for the Yellowjackets as Berlin this time rolls to the right side, lives up at the near sideline where he's trying to find Clough. But that's overthrown and incomplete.
Well, passing woes continue for Luke Berlin. He comes into the season with over 60% completion, but just has not been able to find it so far in the early going. However, part of that is because he's under duress quite a bit as that time design rollout to the right, but just didn't account for his rollout and just let that ball drift too far out of bounds. And a lot of air under it. I think the defender might have been there anyway.
Tricky had a great punt, stopped the Morenci Wildcats inside the 10. Lopez didn't have a chance to receive as he's back again. This time it's again short, going to bounce at the 27. And he thought about taking a look at that one, and it will roll to the 10. He's got that great roll, as you mentioned.
Kind of throws a little knuckleball up there, and it does the job of just rolling forward. Now, the return man thought about picking it up on a hop there, but I think showed some wisdom there and not.
Oh, he had 2 or 3 defenders there waiting for him.
Yeah, it could have been ugly. Would have been exciting, but it would have been ugly.
Wildcats had their drive stall at midfield, started in almost the exact same spot as they're, again, leaning heavily on the ground game. Aragon with 13 yards, Lopez with 15, Lapita with 13 to lead the way, as Lapita had the 1 carry out of the H-back spot. And that's where he's going to start now. A single receiver coming to the near side is Fernandez. As Lapita goes in motion, handoff goes Aragon. He's met at the line of scrimmage, fights his way to the 11, has a very short gain.
Looked like Samuel James might have. Nope, it wasn't Samuel James. Must have been Rodriguez
number 26,
on the first man there. But again, anytime you can put Morenci in a long yardage situation, that's going to play into your favor. So right now, Blue Ridge really has to have the right defensive play called up to not allow Morenci to get a lot of yards. Now, we know they can get 7 or 8 at a crack, so we really got to stop him at the line of scrimmage right here. Again, Morenci only puts the 1-man wide out, so allows your defense to stay in kind of tight and load the box, but you might be susceptible to the bounce out.
Wildcats still down an offensive lineman as well. As here the toss is going to Aragon from the left to the right, trying to catch the edge, but nice job there by a handful of Yellowjackets to making sure, especially Harris, was not going to allow him to continue to find that edge. Another gain of 1.
Well, and Harris made the tackle, but really credit Brecken Sarche for doing a good job of containing. He forced Aragon back into the middle, and that allowed Harris to come in and make that tackle. So now, we haven't seen Morenci go to the air. Lopez is 3 of 6 on the season for 52 yards. We'll see if they decide to here.
2:28 to go. They've already exchanged a series of punts. 3rd and long as the handoff goes. Aragon tries to cut it up over the far side. Harris, first man there, stops him after a gain of 3.
Well,
number 12.
Well,
number
both teams
5,
trading some 3 and outs
Hunter
here. As
Krause,
neither, we
and a
talked
couple
about that this
other
was going to be
fellas
a
jumped in to stop
grinded
that
out
one.
ground game. But if neither offense can really get anything going, somebody's going to have to take some chances. It looks like Blue Ridge is kind of leaning that way also and going to the air, but Luke Berlin's got to be a little more accurate.
Right now, the Mountain Mobile Auto Glass player of the game.
Punters?
Probably going to be Tricky.
Trent
The way he's been
punting.
able to turn the field around as Torres nearly had that one fly over his head. Now a very short punt. As a flag comes out, it's rolling at the 35 and now stopping at the 38, but there's laundry at the 30.
We've got a flag
That's
on the
an
play.
interesting area for a flag. It's not holding. It could be ineligible, but that doesn't make any sense either. Guess we'll find out.
Holding on Blue
the
Ridge.
defense. Okay, that does make sense.
We've got a hold against Blue Ridge.
So that'll move him to midfield. 1:36 to go, no score. Both sides go 3 and out after the Yellowjackets were able to pick up 1 first down on their first drive. Morenci had 2.
Yeah, this is kind of a big drive as we near here the end of the first quarter. I mean, the first quarter has flown by, mainly because of the ground game, but we'll see if Blue Ridge gets a little more creative on offense. They have changed formations, at least for this first play.
Single back behind Berlin is Harris as he turns and gets the call and starts running to his right. Flag comes out as he cuts it up at the 45 before being upended at the 41 by Lucero.
That one's going to be a holding call
to the outside,
as they got the
to the Morenci
tight end
42.
hooking the would-be tackler. So this is going to back him up. Oh, a motion penalty. Huh.
Or is that formation?
That means it could have been formation, but that means they missed the holding call. He didn't have a flag anymore.
We did have a penalty on the play with a false start.
Moves him back into Blue Ridge territory. They actually changed scrimmage to the 48, so back to the 47 in Yellow Jacket territory as the clock.
Yeah, that had to be a formation penalty. It wasn't a false start, because a false start you would not continue play.
Tricky coming out wide to the right. 2 receivers off to Berlin's left, going back into that offset pistol with Harris deep. Fake the handoff to him. Now wants to set up a screen. Harris is able to get his hands on it. Catches it at the 45. He's at the 50. Near sideline 40. Got a couple of blockers. Cuts it at the 30. Then tripped up at the 25.
McCauley could be a touchdown saving tackle by McCauley as Carlo Harris had a blocker in front of him and did a good job of using his blocker. He let the blocker go to the outside. He cut it back to the inside.
Just the second catch for Harris this year. First completion for Berlin here in the first quarter. Under a minute to play. As McGowan
on the inside.
gets his first carry, goes to the left side, winds up running for 8.
Well,
16.
they have Morenci on their heels. Morenci, after that long run play, was slow getting to the line of scrimmage, and Blue Ridge took advantage of it with the no huddle and allowed. Who was our ball carrier again? Oh,
McGowan.
Carter. Yeah, Carter McGowan.
34 seconds left, 2nd and 2. Again, with the pistol formation, this time coming to the right side as Berlin wants to throw, has Tricky.
Nice
As
catch.
he runs that slant there and catches it at the 5, has enough for a first down on a gain of 9.
Well, that'll probably be the last play of the. Well, they might. Oh, they got to set the chain, so they might play one more. But Tricky does a nice job of getting to that ball, and you can see that's probably the pass play that Berlin and Tricky hook up on the most.
Left in the first quarter.
And that was the first time Berlin's really looked comfortable in the pocket as he goes under center to hand off to Harris. To the right side and
that was
stopped just shy.
Oh, Lucero came up and made a big hit. Carlo Harris got 2 plays off to rest after his long run and really wanted in the end zone right there.
That'll be the end of the first quarter with no score, though the Yellow Jackets are threatening 2nd and goal after this. It's Show of Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
Want to go fishing? Head to Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. They have fishing supplies, outdoor fishing attire, and fishing gear. Plus all kinds of bait including live worms, flies, and lures. The staff are experienced anglers and they can advise you on what you need, where to go, and what type of bait the fish are biting on. Plus, pick up your fishing, camping, and boat permits. When you think fishing, think Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. Located on Highway 260, 1 mile before the casino.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Second and goal from the 1. As again, Berlin goes under center, again gives to Harris, and this time he's in untouched. Comfort Fit Dentures touchdown from 1 out. The Yellowjackets strike first.
Well, that was one of the keys. It took the entire first quarter to get it done, but credit that screen pass. And I mentioned before that, Derek, who's the first team that's going to kind of open up the offense a little bit, and Blue Ridge running that screen pass kind of did that, and it paid off big for them as they're able to then, after that, run it into the end zone. Of course, they did have the so Berlin had 2 completions on that drive, and that made a big difference because he was 0 for before that. I believe this is Clough.
Clough going to attempt the extra point with Kraus holding.
I think this is a new student, Brax Clough. Don't recognize the name.
And he's got it up
The
and
extra
good.
point is good.
11:55 to go in the half. And the Yellowjackets lead Morenci 7-0 at Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you: Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
7-0 Yellowjackets lead 1 play into the second quarter. First time that the Northland Pioneer College kickoff is going to feature Clough. As he's counting his men to make sure that he's got the proper allotment. Back to receive here is Lucero and Aragon for the Morenci Wildcats, who are now going to be forced to play trailing.
That's the secret. We'll see. Jax Clough is a new student. He comes over with his dad, the new athletic director, Dustin Clough. So nice have a kicker come in. Blue Ridge just struggled in that position. Oh.
Sends this one along the ground as Lopez runs underneath it. Now eventually going to be taken by Lucero as he's going to be mobbed as soon as he gets his hands on the football. And a nice job there with coverage by the Yellowjackets.
Well, pretty good idea to go ahead and they got a little unsportsmanlike. The kicker went down to make a cover and he got thrown around, and I think they're going to get him for an unsportsmanlike.
Couldn't see who was there first for Blue Ridge.
But there it was, right at the end of the play. Number 25 for Morenci got caught with a little extracurricular. Peyton Bastine.
It has to be the last thing that the Wildcat coaching staff wants to see.
And
trailing by 7, have twice been pinned at the 10 or inside. First time didn't seem as if it was a big deal as they were able to move it out to midfield. But second time, 3 and out. Then the 34-yard screen set up the only touchdown to date.
All right, Morenci.
And now we're going to again start at the 10 after the 15-yard penalty.
Well, and it is the early second quarter. I would not expect Morenci to abandon the run just yet.
Lucero is going to be stood up before he gets to the line of scrimmage.
Wow, loss of 1. So obviously the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets did not think they were going to abandon the run either, as Seitz, the first man at the point of attack there for the defense.
A few times they've tried to bounce it outside, but for the most part, most of Morenci's running plays have been coming between the tackles. How do they soften that up?
It's not just that it's in between the tackles. It's like man blocking. It's not even they're not pulling anybody. They're not trapping anybody. And I think that's pretty easy to figure out. I mean, if you have really good running backs, they can bounce off of that. But
handoff is Aragon, as he is able to cross over the line of scrimmage this time, but not much more. Harris was there first on the gain of 3. And another Morenci player is down.
Hawkins was involved in that play.
We got an injury on that play.
Down.
Aragon, the ball carrier. Wow, they took the young man up in the air and he went down pretty hard, but and he's in a lot of pain.
He has 21 yards on 8 carries.
To the side of the stands.
And he's right now, looks like they're looking at his right leg as the Summit Regional Medical Center injury report. Summit Regional Medical Center has everything to get your athlete back in the game. And he got slammed down, but interestingly, the concern not being shown for the upper body is after taking a look at his right leg, now they're taking a look at his left knee.
Yeah, it's his left knee. I think that one of the tacklers, it might have been Harris, had his left knee and kind of ended up. Carlo was falling and he kind of just grabbed that knee. You can see him right here. Carlo just grabs that leg and they kind of wishbone him a little bit, I think.
So it looks like his right leg was agitated as he was being lifted up, and then his left leg as he was being brought down.
Yeah, now they're working on the right. Wow, he got both. He got double trouble. Yeah.
Well, they're helping him up as Julian Aragon, again with 8 carries, doing the lion's share of Morenci's.
He's averaging 101 yards on the game. Well, he's jogging off. He's fine. He just the wishbone's no fun. So
coming in to replace him.
Now what we see Lopez with his first pass attempt.
Got Richard Rodriguez is again. Morenci still seems to be playing without its downed offensive lineman Gage Rodriguez. And since then, things have slowed down. As this time trying to throw a pass out where it's had by Fernandez. He runs back toward the middle of the field and winds up gaining a couple, but a little more.
Yeah, I mean, I think they had to try it just to kind of see how things were. It just took a long time for that ball to get out there. That was not Lopez throwing it, correct?
No, it was.
It was Lopez. Okay. Well, now we see why they don't throw it a whole lot.
So forced a punt on a second 3 and out on as many drives. 10:20 to go as Torres is going to punt, standing on his 5. Tricky is standing at his 45, ready to receive for Blue Ridge. Yellowjackets lead 7-0. And looking for excellent field position again as a high snap is had by Torres. This is much better kick. Low, but it's a little bit further as it rolls toward midfield and eventually out of bounds. And stops at the 47 or 8. So pretty good field position for Blue Ridge.
Yeah, Blue Ridge has played with short field pretty much all night, other than that opening kickoff, which still wasn't bad field position. So now I would expect Blue Ridge to go back to the ground game, run this clock. They already are winning the field position battle. Now they just got to stay the course, mix in a pass now and then. The play action really should be there as much as Blue Ridge is running the ball.
Harris in the backfield. He has 21 yards and a touchdown on 6 carries, also 34 yards on one of the 2 receptions that Yellowjacket has, but they're going to give it to him on the ground. Flag comes out as he bounces off a couple of tacklers, goes to the outside, and he's in the open field at the 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown Blue Ridge, but
it's coming back. Unfortunately, I mean, unless it's hands to the face, I think this is in the area of holding.
Holding is being called as we're taking a look at the replay. Comfort Fit Dentures touchdown, no more, but still a great run there.
It was
by Harris. It looked like he stopped.
I don't see the hold. The flag came out before that one. I don't know. I don't think that hold had anything to do with the run, unfortunately. As
would have been a 47-yard touchdown instead. 1st and 20 going back to the Blue Ridge 41. 7-0, the Yellowjackets are leading. 9:48 to play in the half.
All right, Blue Ridge is going to start it off.
Now they're moving it back to the 42.
I got nothing to
42-yard
say.
line.
I'm tempted to throw the ball right here if I'm Blue Ridge.
Harris in the backfield as they move the pocket to the left. Berlin looking upfield now, unloads, and another play there where one of the Wildcats is there
Samuel
just
James
as the
was
ball
the
is arriving.
intended
James
receiver.
was the intended receiver.
Pass incomplete.
Guzzo was there to defend.
Boy, and Berlin had time to set, and he just let that go a little bit high. Samuel James kind of might have paid the price, but Does a good job. So now you're in a situation where you almost have to pass it. You might be able to get away with a draw play or something like that if you can keep a running back in the backfield. Look like he's blocking. A draw play might be really good right here.
Tricky going out to the right side. Sarche, one of the two running backs, as they're looking toward Tricky, who's able to get behind the defense. The pass is hanging up and off his fingertips.
Trying to Tricky with the almost intercept.
The would-be defender out there, I believe, was Cruz, and Tricky just ran right by him. And again, Luke Berlin has just been a little long all night. Excuse me, that is Fernandez on the coverage. But Luke's just been a little high, a little far, a little out in front. He's just got to dial it back a little bit, calm down, and just especially when you got your guy way out in front like that, just put it in an area where he can go out and get it.
3rd down and 20 after the holding flag. Both pushed the Yellow Jackets well back of the chains and removed a touchdown from the scoreboard. Harris is back in the backfield in the pistol formation behind Berlin as they're going to hand it to him on the draw. He's got some space, gets over the 45, slips a tackler in midfield. Now he's up to the 40, has the first down as he's going to be brought down by Lopez at the 25.
Maybe I shouldn't have quit my coaching career.
That is definitely a first down.
35 yards.
Coach Halmerson's up here, got the radio on. He's stealing my ideas here. But yeah, the draw play was bound to happen. They've already run the screen pass, so the draw was the next most obvious play.
McGowan now in at tailback as he gets the call, moving to the left side, held up momentarily at the line of scrimmage, but he spins away from a couple of tacklers, falls over the 20, winds up gaining 6.
Yeah, nice spin move on first contact by Carter McGowan, and nice that you have a back like that you can bring in, another junior, to spell Harris, who plays on both sides of the ball. But great work up front, really, by the Yellow Jackets. Couple of blocks I've noticed. Dodger Hawkins, the senior, 250-pound lineman.
McGowan again given the ball, but brought down immediately.
Yeah,
McGowan brought down a little
Isaiah Cook there to stop him from gaining anything, a loss of 1.
Yeah, that's a tough play, as somebody missed an assignment there, and Cook just came in and leveled McGowan, but he's tough. We'll see if he stays in there. He does.
Gowan's out there
along with Hunter Krause
in the backfield as well. Got receivers going to the left and right again as stopping play. Flag comes out. False start this time called on Blue Ridge, and we'll make it 3rd and 11.
Start on the offense.
Well, I don't know what the leg of Clough was like, but that I'm sure took him out of field goal range. So looks like we got a timeout now by Blue Ridge. They're going to talk about this one.
8:09 to play in the half. 7-0 Blue Ridge leading using its first timeout. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
Northland Pioneer College is cheering for you on and off the field. Secure a win by enrolling in college courses at NPC. Earn college credits in high school, learn a new skill or trade. Complete classes that will transfer to any Arizona university. NPC has 3 new bachelor's degree programs and over 100 associate degrees, certificates, and areas of study to choose from. The playing field for your future is wide open. Take a shot and score big by enrolling in classes at NPC. Northland Pioneer College. Your journey starts here.
They're certain to be here next weekend. Once again, thank you so much, Colorado. Love your Blue Ridge band.
Blue Ridge using its first time out to set up this 3rd and 11 on the 26-yard line. So this would be, if they aren't able to gain any more, the Yellow Jackets would be looking at about a 43-yarder.
Yeah, that's pretty tough for high school football.
3 receivers again, with 2 going to the right side. As McGowan in the backfield, but it's Tricky who's going to get the pass. It looked like a lateral as he gets the corner going to the far side, stops at the 20. Lucero's there to stop him, and a flag comes out directed, I believe, at Morenci's coaches.
That's costly. You had him stopped. Sideline warning.
This might just be a warning. So they stop him on 3rd and 11, only give up 6.
That was a sideline warning.
So somebody was wanting a holding call was the problem. They didn't get it. They came running down the sideline to let them know about it. They got a hanky for there. So now you're in a situation now where you go for it for Blue Ridge. You probably could try a field goal, but Morenci hasn't gotten past midfield. So I think I like this call right here for Blue Ridge to go ahead and go for it deep in their opponent's territory.
Still going with McGowan and Tricky in the backfield, and I thought they might be trying to get the Wildcats to jump, and Morenci is happy to oblige.
That's, oldest play in the book, so to speak.
It didn't look like Berlin really flinched.
I didn't think so. Maybe he just used his voice somehow, and obviously the defense is in attack mode at that point.
Harris getting the call going up the middle. Brought down by Cook, but not before he gains 5, make it maybe 7, all the way down inside the 10.
That'll wear you out carrying Isaiah Cook around. He's 6'1", 270. Carlo's not going to break that tackle, as Cook did a great job of meeting him, not letting him go, using his weight to bring down Harris. So you're going to see a steady diet, I think, of Carlo Harris right here, these next 2 plays.
Clock's under 7 minutes to play in the second quarter. 7-0 Blue Ridge leading and threatening. Harris again in the pistol, turn, give, and tries the right side, but he's met again with Cook leading the way.
Carlo Harris with that.
Gains 2, make it 3rd and short. They can get a first down around the 2 or 3 yard line.
I run that play 2 more. I mean, not necessarily that play, but I'd run Carlo Harris 2 more times. Kind of dare Morenci to try to stop him less than 2 yards each carry. But because I tell you what, as we heard from Aaron Rodgers, 2-score lead is pretty nice.
Cook manning the middle of that Morenci defense as this time single back. Harris going to operate as a blocker as Berlin's rolling to the left. And nice job there by the secondary to poke that away. That was Lopez.
That pass was intended for number 8.
And I'm not sure if that was intended for Tricky or not, or if it was intended for Logan Robeson. And it was, again, just a little high. Robeson's actually the open guy right here, but yeah, it probably was for Tricky.
Lopez with a great job getting a hand in the way. As now Blue Ridge, after successfully converting a 4th down play by getting the Wildcats to jump off sides, going to bring Clough out.
Try it again. Yeah, Halverson didn't run that ball.
And they're in the neutral zone.
There it is.
Field goal from Rex Clough.
Now,
flags are out, and now another flag comes out.
Oh, my, what the heck?
So we got the offsides flags already out, and then the referee, the white hat, threw another one. Got the encroachment flag that
so they're getting the first down. Now they're going to go unsportsmanlike against Blue Ridge.
Oh, boy.
For celebrating that they got him to jump. I've already been fined multiple times for complaining about officials, but that's pretty ticky-tack.
So it would have been 1st and goal inside the 5. Instead, it's 1st and goal back to the 19.
I mean, can we not be excited? I mean, I didn't feel like they were taunting or they're just excited that they got the play.
We can't hear what they're saying.
True.
Maybe somebody said something about a mama.
Yep.
Under center still goes Berlin. Turn and give to Harris, who tries the right side. And again, able to bounce off some tacklers to get a little bit of something. And looked like Morenci was going to have to stop for nothing.
Well, they're going with that heavy set, 3 backs in the backfield, and just trying to overload with bodies over on that right side. But Morenci comes in with good size on the line. That's going to be a tall order. Blue Ridge not normally known for its girth up front. And even though you have more bodies, those guys are doing a good job of holding it down on the defensive front for the Wildcats.
7 yards of carry here for Harris, who's in the backfield behind Berlin from the shotgun. Receivers on either side as they fake the handoff. A nice block there from Harris to allow Berlin to roll to the left. Try to throw this one toward the goal line, but incomplete after Lopez gets in front, nearly had the interception.
No, Tricky caught it. Tricky caught it. He was just out of bounds. As we check on the replay, I believe Trent Tricky caught this ball somehow. But again, just a little too, boy, I don't know. It's too bad they don't have instant replay.
Oh, no, it was on the floor.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Just right in front of him.
Tricky was there. He picked it up off the deck.
Okay. But again, just a little too far outside.
So they're calling this 3rd and 6. I thought it was 1st and goal after the encroachment flag. But it's not 3rd and goal from the 15. It's 3rd and 6.
They felt bad about their call, so they gave them 1st and 10.
Pistol formation again. Fake the handoff to Harris. Berlin wants to throw in that direction, but this time it's sniffed out by the Wildcats. Careful as they're spinning him down is Sabalas. Probably Ceballos.
Probably.
Number 12, Carlo Harris.
But this time, the Jackets try to go with the screen pass again, and Berlin unfortunately had to show his hand pretty early because of the rush of the Wildcats. Number 1 being there, Isaiah Cook, number 77, but that time just sniffed out. So I don't know what you do here. I guess you got to try to throw it here.
4th and 11. Am I wrong to think that it should be 4th and goal?
That's what I thought, but maybe because it was after the play, maybe it reset the down marker.
Harris again in the backfield, and a
timeout.
flag comes out. No, they ran out of time unless the Blue Ridge coaches were able to get a timeout. But
nope, they were not. They probably tried to jump, and that was a quick. Maybe they tried to get them to jump off sides again. They're 2 for 2 in that department.
Delay game makes it 4th and 16.
Well, one of those cost them 15 yards, so.
Same formation now as Tricky comes in motion left to right, turns it upfield. Berlin rolling to his left, looking in that direction, unloads toward the goal line, and it's a nice job there by Lopez to eschew the interception and knock it down.
Smart, very smart play. As you have to know Trenton Tricky is the intended receiver. He's the favorite target so far for for Berlin.
I believe Blue Ridge was on the field for 6 minutes, if not more.
About 6 minutes, maybe a little bit more actually. Yeah.
So no points, but
I don't know
an awful lot of energy exerted.
But can Morenci get to the other side of the field in 4 minutes? That's the question.
Morenci had been playing much of the first quarter without an offensive lineman, and he's now leaning against the water table, so it doesn't look like. And in fairness, when he went down, what's 78's name one more time?
78 is Gage Rodriguez.
Rodriguez went down, and all of a sudden the hole's kind of closed up. Is now trying to move from the right to the left, but having a hard time finding the edge.
I believe that's McCauley. Because I don't know if we've seen Julian Aragon come back to the game yet. He was injured on a play, so I don't know if he's out there.
He's right there.
Okay, there he is. Yep. But McCauley with that run.
Under 4 minutes to play in the second quarter, 7-0. The Wildcats have the football but are trailing. The first drive started on the 8. They were able to advance it to midfield. Since then, 3 and out, 3 and out. Now 2nd and 12 after the loss of 2 by the run on McCauley, and turning and giving this one to Lucero as he's held up at the line of scrimmage. Does a pretty good job just to get to the line of scrimmage with Chi there waiting for him. No gain.
Yeah, Noah Chi came up and filled that hole very quickly, and the inside linebackers for Blue Ridge are really doing a good job of keying off their offensive reads, and they're getting to that line of scrimmage very quickly before the ball carrier can get a head of steam. And so, we mentioned, I don't know if I did mention, in my head I mentioned that Morenci has 3 timeouts, but obviously not using them because you don't want to stop the clock for Blue Ridge. As if you don't pick up this 3rd down right here, you're going to have to punt it back to them, and there's plenty of time for Blue Ridge to try to score.
The Wildcats only had 10 men in the huddle. As now Lopez starts rolling to his right, looking like he's trying to find somebody downfield to pass it to. Now he's reversing field.
He's got room.
He's got some blockers. Now he's going to tuck it at the 20. Gets to the 30. He's over the 35 and then out of bounds at the 40. But a flag comes out late. All sorts of flags.
Well, they're going to get a clip. Not a clip, but a blindside block, crackback block, or whatever. Hunter Kraus kind of paid the price on that one. But boy, he had nobody contained on that far side, and allowed Lopez to turn and change fields. Noah Chi had him and got knocked off. So here comes that block right here, number 5.
So spot foul, had that at the 38,
roughly. I think Hunter Kraus luckily saw it coming just at the last second. Still took a pretty good shot.
So that should have the line of scrimmage roughly where it was. Correct?
Yeah, I don't know if that's a 10-yarder or a 15. Probably, I think it is. Because he would have picked up the first down, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So they move it back to, it's a 15-yard penalty, back to the 21.
Yeah. So tough break. Morenci has.
But it's first down.
Whoa. No. They got it. They're going to have to sort this.
All right, it's 1st and 10 from the 21 as handoff comes from the left to the right side, and Aragon with his first carry in a while.
Now we got another penalty. Looks like a face mask they're going to call, which is crazy because Clough made the tackle down low. But I don't understand how that's 1st and 10. So now if you're Morenci, you got first down, and you may have the opportunity to use some timeouts now with only 2:22.
So let's sort through this. Lopez had a 14-yard gain in which there was a crackback block that still allowed for them to have the first down, and on the ensuing play, Aragon picked up 9 yards and then another 15 on a personal foul face mask, and Aragon again getting the call into Blue Ridge territory for the first time on a 7-yard carry, and 2 minutes to play, and all their timeouts, and the Wildcats are going to get the ball to start the second half.
All correct. Yeah,
so
this pace might favor Morenci right now.
Lucero tries to go to the left side as Kraus stops him, and Morenci will use its first timeout with 1:46 to go, facing 3rd down and what looks to be 3. With 1:46 to go, trailing 7-0 in the second quarter. It's Shola Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com.
Hey everybody, this is Ryan here from Horn. We got some specials going on this month. Right behind me is a 24 Tahoe. They're taking $3,000 off. That puts this one under $60,000. Also, our great selection of 25 tracks, which are taking $1,500 off. The brand new redesigned 25 Equinox, which are taking $2,500 off. We also have the brand new Chevy Traverse, taking $2,500 off this month. Come on down and see us.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at
It's its first time out. Fake the handoff and going to give this instead to Aragon, who's able to slip a tackler at the 40 and then fall forward to the 38. Clough stopped him, might have prevented a touchdown.
No, she had an opportunity to try to stop him for little gain, but credit Aragon for the hard running right there. Desperation time for Morenci.
Stopped in the backfield this time as everybody's trying to show a little bit of urgency. Morenci with 93 seconds to try to score, and thus far has only attempted 1 pass, and now taking another timeout.
But they've practiced this 2-minute drill pretty well. They get up to that line of scrimmage quick, and they know what they're going to do.
Which is interesting, as the first quarter involved using all of the play clock, bringing the play off the sideline, huddling up, and going nowhere. Do you think that maybe they just run with this in the second half?
Right, they may need to. Now, I don't know if they can keep it up with the altitude change for them, but that's certainly consideration because they definitely have had Blue Ridge on their heels this last series, and the hurry up is really, I think, what's paying off the dividends.
Morenci much more elevated than, say, if it was his team coming from the valley. So maybe the elevation not quite as much of a factor?
I mean, they're not that elevated. They're probably about 25, maybe 3,000 feet elevation. So it's like you said, it's not as bad as coming out of Phoenix, but I'm sure they're going to probably feel it a little bit in the fourth quarter. Not to mention the cold as the temperature starts to drop here.
So one more timeout left for the Wildcats as Morenci comes out of it with Lapita again operating as the H-back. They used him as a decoy and nearly jumping into the neutral zone, but instead going to stay there as Aragon stumbles his way forward and winds up picking up 7.
That was number 19. But I don't see a 19.
Maybe it was Lucero. No, Yeah.
Oh, no,
it
it's
is
13.
19. Who's?
Okay. It's 13. It just kind of gets scrunched up.
Left in the first half.
1 minute to play as Lucero tries to go to the left side and gets stopped after a gain of 1. 4th down and 5-ish.
Blue Ridge has got to come up. They're not getting to the line of scrimmage with any kind of urgency here. They're trying to make some adjustments late, and I think Morenci's taking advantage of it.
To the line of scrimmage with 45 seconds to play. Lopez wants to pass. He's got a man open. Instead, he's going to drop this off underneath, and it's a short hop intended for Lucero, but running downfield, if he had been able to take a look, might have been an opportunity to hit Richard Rodriguez.
Yeah, I think Lopez was under a little bit too much duress as Franco Harris was bearing down on him. I thought maybe for a moment Lopez could turn and run it, but Harris had closed that gap too quickly.
That's going to bring up first.
So Morenci uses a little bit of help. Gets into Blue Ridge territory for the first time. 39 seconds left, is 7-0 lead. 2 timeouts remaining. As Berlin, who's thrown for 43 yards, instead going to turn and hand it off to Harris, who's met at the line of scrimmage but bullies his way over the 35, winds up gaining 6.
Well, you can never say that Carl Harris does not like contact, as he just lowered his shoulder right there and just really went after that. He's been bottled up a little bit here in the second quarter.
Bottled up with 76 yards on 11 carries.
In the second quarter.
Okay. Okay. He's in the pistol formation now as a flag comes out. There seems to be another formation infraction, but it's kind of going to be caught momentarily by Sarche, who gets dumped at the 40.
But we're going to have to check the penalty. It's weird that the line judge called it, but it wasn't a false start. It must be a procedure. Yep.
Seconds left in the first half.
Procedure penalty, so now you just got to take a knee.
That stops it with 2 seconds left and moves him back to the 31.
Nifty catch there by Sarche. So I'm surprised Blue Ridge didn't take a knee already, because I'm not showing them any of this stuff here for the second half. I'm keeping those things close to my vest if I'm Blue Ridge.
2 seconds, and the first half is going to be completed in 56 minutes.
Record time.
And we celebrated that last week, and then,
the
all
second half
Hades broke loose. As now the Yellowjackets look like, they don't even have to worry about it. Clock was going. Halftime starts with the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets leading Morenci 7-0. We'll start the Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store halftime show right after this. It is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Home.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
Want to go fishing? Head to Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. They have fishing supplies, outdoor fishing attire, and fishing gear. Plus all kinds of bait including live worms, flies, and lures. The staff are experienced anglers and they can advise you on what you need, where to go, and what type of bait the fish are biting on. Plus, pick up your fishing, camping, and boat permits. When you think fishing, think Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. Located on Highway 260, 1 mile before the casino.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you: Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
Northland Pioneer College is cheering for you on and off the field. Secure a win by enrolling in college courses at NPC. Earn college credits in high school, learn a new skill or trade. Complete classes that will transfer to any Arizona university. NPC has 3 new bachelor's degree programs and over 100 associate degrees, certificates, and areas of study to choose from. The playing field for your future is wide open. Take a shot and score big by enrolling in classes at NPC. Northland Pioneer College. Your journey starts here.
Hey everybody, this is Ryan here from Horn. We got some specials going on this month. Right behind me is a 24 Tahoe. They're taking $3 grand off. That puts this one under $60,000. Also, our great selection of 25 tracks, which are taking $1,500 off. The brand new redesigned 25 Equinox, which are taking $2,500 off. We also have the brand new Chevy Traverse, taking $2,500 off this month. Come on down and see us.
iTop 106.7's presentation of the Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store Halftime Show.
Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store Halftime Show has the best selection of hiking, camping, hunting, and fishing gear. It's north of Pine Top on Highway 260 just before you get to the Honda Casino. As we start the Honda Outdoor Sports Store Halftime Show by talking about how we're expecting, and rightly, both teams to want to use the ground game to really try to dictate offensive terms, but it was a 34-yard screenplay that has led to the only touchdown.
Yeah.
Do those two go hand in hand?
Absolutely. I mean, Blue Ridge, I don't know how many run plays they ran before that, but the play action has also been there. Berlin has just kind of missed, I think. He's just been enough off that it's missed, and I think otherwise, I think the passing game for Blue Ridge would be there. I think they have, you said 43 total yards to the air, but 34 of it was on that one pass play on the screen pass to Carlo Harris, but definitely set up by Blue Ridge's ability to run the ball. Morenci could be doing the same thing, but they just have not shown the ability to throw the ball. Lopez, he's out there trying, he's working hard, just doesn't have the ability right now to complete too many passes. So the ground game has been the dominant storyline, but Blue Ridge's ability to complete a couple passes has been the difference.
Berlin has passes completed at 34 yards. That comes after an 0-for-4 start. Then was able to hit Tricky on a 9-yard quick slant. Went incomplete a couple more times, had a 6-yard completion, and then a negative 6-yard completion, but otherwise 5 for 13 for those 43 yards, but just showing that they can get the ball into somebody's hands seems like it's kind of forced the Wildcats out of the box a little bit.
And he did have the completion to Sarche that was called back on a penalty. It's too bad we don't have the luxury of knowing exactly what's causing those penalties. I'm not sure if it's an alignment. It seems like when Blue Ridge lines up in a bunch formation, they're getting that procedure penalty for some reason. They must not have enough guys in the backfield.
Just don't have enough guys on the line.
Yeah, one way or the other. And so that has definitely hurt them because that's called back 2 big plays, one on the run and one with the pass. So,
and this has been a first half that's been marked by all sorts of crucial penalties.
You're right. The penalties have been, and they've been big penalties. I mean, we haven't had any we know we had the one delay game, but no false starts or anything like that. They've been big penalties at crucial moments, and I think both teams need to address that probably at halftime.
The other side of it, Morenci was stalled offensively. Lost an offensive lineman on the first series, but after that just seemed like it was having a hard time trying to get anything moving forward. But then on a busted play, got Chris Lopez, who winds up running for 14 yards, during which there is an illegal crackback block, which still allowed for Morenci to have the first down, at which point they really started going with the hurry-up offense. I asked you during the first half if you thought that maybe they continue to go with that just because it seemed like it was really keeping the Yellowjacket defense on their heels. 20-minute timeout,
well, I'll tell you what.
Halftime. What do you think? Is that going to do?
For sure. You got the 20-minute halftime, and you get the ball first. So it should be fresh. You might be able to do that at least this first possession. Try to get back into this ball. I mean, you're only down 7. You're in this ball game. But try to even up the score, and then maybe you could slow it down again and save your legs for that fourth quarter.
7-0 at halftime. We'll come back and continue the Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store halftime show right after this. It's
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable. Always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
Want to go fishing? Head to Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. They have fishing supplies, outdoor fishing attire, and fishing gear. Plus all kinds of bait including live worms, flies, and lures. The staff are experienced anglers and they can advise you on what you need, where to go, and what type of bait the fish are biting on. Plus, pick up your fishing, camping, and boat permits. When you think fishing, think Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. Located on Highway 260, 1 mile before the casino.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you: Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
Northland Pioneer College is cheering for you on and off the field. Secure a win by enrolling in college courses at NPC. Earn college credits in high school, learn a new skill or trade. Complete classes that will transfer to any Arizona university. NPC has 3 new bachelor's degree programs and over 100 associate degrees, certificates, and areas of study to choose from. The playing field for your future is wide open. Take a shot and score big by enrolling in classes at NPC. Northland Pioneer College. Your journey starts here.
Hey everybody, this is Ryan here from Horn. We got some specials going on this month. Right behind me is a 24 Tahoe. They're taking $3 grand off. That puts this one under $60,000. Also, our great selection of 25 tracks, which are taking $1,500 off. The brand new redesigned 25 Equinox, which are taking $2,500 off. We also have the brand new Chevy Traverse, taking $2,500 off this month. Come on down and see us.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
We could go.
Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store halftime show for the best selection of hiking, camping, hunting, and fishing gear. Go to the Honda Ski and Outdoor Store north of Pine Top on Highway 260, just before you get to the Honda Casino. As we take a quick look at the numbers, Luke Berlin is 5 for 13 for 43 yards. His targets, I beg your pardon, he's 4 for 13. He's hit Trenton Tricky twice for 15 yards, Harris twice for 28 yards. Ball carrying has been primarily done by Carlo Harris. He has 76 yards on 11 carries, including a 1-yard touchdown. Half of his yardage came on a 35-yard run. So he's got a 34-yard pass and a 35-yard run, and is responsible for 3/4 of Blue Ridge's offense on those 2 plays.
How about 3/4 of the tackles as well on the defensive side? Yeah, Carlo having himself a night, but it's gonna take its toll. We're gonna see how the conditioning is for both these teams, because it's been a hard-fought game in the trenches, and neither team has a ton of depth, especially on the line. And so we're going to see what these 2 teams are made of here in the second half. And I'm sure Morenci has some pretty high ball carriers as well.
On Morenci's side, Julian Aragon has 44 yards on 12 carries. Chris Lopez has carried it 3 times for 29 yards. Marcus Lucero, 4 carries, 15 yards. Titty Lupita has 1 carry for 13 yards. That included a truck over, I believe it was Harris. 1 for 2 over Tricky, beg your pardon. And Chris Lopez is 1 of 2 for 2 yards passing. Xavier Fernandez was the lone recipient. Is there any shot from what you've been able to witness that Morenci is going to be able to get the running game or the passing game going?
No. But Lopez is a dangerous runner. So you roll him out, right? And you go, okay, buddy, if you don't have something that's just wide open, that you're just running the ball. I think they can gain yards that way. So it will have the look of a pass play, but I think it will I think it will ultimately be a run play. Lopez he gets rid of the ball a little too slowly, I think, for them to have a ton of success. But Blue Ridge is probably going to sell out to the run, so who knows? They might be able to make something happen.
If they do nothing but just send receivers out looking as if they're trying to receive a pass, is that going to soften things up enough to allow for Lopez to have a little bit more running?
I don't think so. I mean, you got to be. I mean, if you're a coach, you're a numbers guy, and right now you're selling out to the run if you're Blue Ridge, and if they beat you with the pass, well then they beat you with the pass. But I'm taking my chances.
I think that is going to do it for our Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store halftime show. Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store has all the best stuff if you are looking to try to get geared up to do some hiking, camping, hunting, and fishing. Go to Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store north of Pine Top on Highway 260 just before you get to the Honda Casino. Start the second half after this. 7-0 Blue Ridge leads. Shola Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
This has been iTalk 106.7's presentation of the Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store halftime show.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable. Always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
Want to go fishing? Head to Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. They have fishing supplies, outdoor fishing attire, and fishing gear. Plus all kinds of bait including live worms, flies, and lures. The staff are experienced anglers and they can advise you on what you need, where to go, and what type of bait the fish are biting on. Plus, pick up your fishing, camping, and boat permits. When you think fishing, think Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. Located on Highway 260, 1 mile before the casino.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Getting ready to start the second half. Morenci is going to receive after the Yellowjackets won the toss and elected to start the ball game with the football. So 7-0 separates these two teams. The Wildcats were able to get
What's crazy is the time of possession and the field position was definitely won by Blue Ridge, and yet they only have 7 points to show for it. So Morenci's got to be feeling pretty good. I mean, they've been in this situation all year, and they're no stranger to it.
Wildcats have been out on the field ready to receive the kick. This is Northland Pioneer College kickoff. When it's time to kick off your college education, do so at Northland Pioneer College. You'll pay the lowest tuition in the state. They're just on the wrong side.
Tonight's game.
They got it
Blue
all.
Ridge will be kicking off.
They got it all figured out now.
The score: Blue Ridge Yellowjackets 6.
So after Clough's first kick was a squibber.
Yeah.
Back to receive here for the Wildcats. Aragon is standing at his 20. You also have receiving threats with Lapita and Lopez on the right to the left side. They might be a man short.
Is number 12 in the game, though?
This one is going to be kicked away from Aragon and bouncing at the 5. He's going to have to put his hands on that one. It didn't look like he was going to get to the goal line. He's on his feet over the 15 to the 20, still upright at the 24 before Robeson brings him down. So eventful.
He's tough. He is a tough runner, shifty, strong, intense. So a lot of good qualities in that running back there for the Morenci Wildcats.
Give you a quick score down in the Valley. Paradise Honors leading Sholo 24-6 in the second quarter. Round Valley is playing at Post and Butte. We'll see if we can update that one for you. Snowflake with the night off. As the Morenci Wildcats got over midfield on the final drive of the first half. Scoreless thus far. As handoff goes Aragon, and he is immediately stood up by Harris, maybe 2.
Yeah, and you know, Dodger Hawkins has been in there a lot
Swarm of Yellowjackets
this year, this game as well. Made his presence felt from his defensive end position. One of the few seniors on this team, along with Noah Chi. And Anthony Seitz, I believe, is a senior as well.
Going to say he only gained 1, 2nd and 9. As Fernandez going to split wide to the right. Ball's on the far hash. Got 3 receivers also off on the left side. It's going to open things up for Lucero, who had a hole, but it closed quickly.
It did. Carlo Harris got in there. Hunter Kraus went low. Good read, though, because I mentioned that Morenci had been doing a lot of man blocking, but that time they did pull a guard and try to kick out. But Kraus and Harris just kind of filled in that gap right there and met the ball carrier, Lucero, right there. So another tough third down situation right here. This is a big play, I think, for Morenci right here. They really need to pick up this 5 yards.
First time they'd shown that formation with 3 receivers off to the left of the line. Instead, now there's all sorts of movement. Was Blue Ridge in the neutral zone, or was Morenci?
Nope. Yeah, there's none of that drawing them off sides or drawing a false start in high school football. So
against Morenci.
Yeah. Wonder if that changes the play call for the Wildcats. As now 3rd and 10. Maybe they were gonna pass it the whole time.
Man off on the far side is Gusso. As handoff goes to Aragon, trying to stretch it out to the near sideline, but Chi stops him before he is able to turn it upfield.
Well, and again, Brecken Sarche, as you watch on the replay, will do his job and get outside, contain, and not give it up. He forced Aragon back into the inside where Chi was waiting and able to hold on and bring him down. Otherwise, Aragon probably makes some things happen right there. So big play defensively for the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets to force this punt here on the first drive from Morenci in the second half.
This will be the third 3 and out that Blue Ridge's defense is forced. As Tricky standing at his own 38-yard line. A bad snap is going to go off of the punter's hands. Torres going to go ahead and try to unload this one as nobody is home. So he avoids disaster. Blue Ridge now asking for a grounding flag.
Grounding. But I don't really care about the intentional ground. I don't know why the young man didn't try to punt it. He actually had a lot more time than he thought. He had a blocker. Carlo Harris was really the only man rushing, and he was being double teamed. So, you know, easy for me to say in hindsight. I know there's a lot of panic in the young man's heart as that snap goes over his head. So he just tried to do something with it and not take a safety, not give Blue Ridge the ball right on the doorstep of the end zone. So
lost in all of that activity. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the Morenci 25, and this could be a nail in the coffin. 9:44 to go, 7-0 leading thus far, and only once have the Wildcats been able to get into Blue Ridge territory. Having a lot of time as they do get it off. Hand it off to Harris. Tries to bounce it out to the right side. Outruns one. Tackler in the backfield. Turns it upfield before Lopez brings him down, but not before he gains 12.
Boy, a lot of this is really just a lot of individual effort by Carlo Harris. As Morenci had pretty good penetration that time, but Carlo just got out of the arm tackle. You're gonna have to wrap up in order to bring Harris down.
Pistol formation with Harris deep after the first down run. 9:25 to go as he's going to try the left side. This time met and brought down after a gain of 3 or 4.
I really think that when Blue Ridge sets that wide receiver way out to the outside, I think the slant route is there. And if they would throw one, Samuel James is down here on the near sideline. He's going to the far sideline this time, I think. But I think the slant is there, and I think they could easily pick up this touchdown on a slant pass. If they go to the single receiver side, sorry.
Leading by 7. McGowan now in the backfield after Harris had a couple of runs. Morenci again crowding the box as they give it to McGowan. Tries the right side. He's into the second level and into the end zone.
Touchdown.
11-yard run for a Comfort Fit Dentures touchdown.
Boy, Carlo Harris softens them up, and Carter runs it in the end zone. Great job. Running hard, though. Got a great kick-out block over there by Hawkins again, as well as Robeson, and really just untouched until he got to the end zone is Carter McGowan.
That's going to make things especially tough on the Morenci Wildcats.
He's one of our track sprinters. We'll credit the track, his track work last year for that one, showing some speed.
Just now getting all the personnel off the sideline. This is going to be, they're already counting it off. I don't know if this is going to be made in time, and here comes the flag. Delay of game called against the Yellowjackets, so moving back 5.
Yeah, I don't know what the hang-up was, but
they got Sam James out to hold, but he ordinarily doesn't do that.
Oh, it's Hunter Krause that normally holds it, and I don't know where he was.
He was, I think he was in the tent here getting a little treatment.
Uh-huh.
So that'll make this a little bit tougher for Clough.
So, and that drive didn't take a ton of time for Blue Ridge, so that actually works in Morenci's favor because there's still a lot of game time left.
Kick is away and good. 14-0. Blue Ridge now leading with 8:44 to go in the third quarter. It's Shola Ford's presentation of high school football on Night Talk 106.7 and NightTalk1067.com.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
It's ball!
Noah Chi recovers it after I think one of the up men had that one carry him off of his chest.
And it wasn't an intentional onside kick. They were just trying to squib it again, and one of the up men got in the way. Not necessarily known for their hands, and came right off his chest. And Noah Chi, Johnny on the spot.
So Morenci has run 3 plays in the second half. So has Blue Ridge. Blue Ridge is with a short field resulted in a touchdown, and now after a fumble on but turned into an onside kick, the Yellowjackets taking over on the plus side of the field. Handoff goes to Harris, goes to the left side, slips a tackler in the backfield, spun down by Romero and Lucero, but not before he gains 3. I guess that was still in Blue Ridge territory on the 49, gain of 4.
Well, we talked about the passing game for Blue Ridge having to show a little bit of improvement. I don't think we're going to get to see a lot of that. I think it's going to be a steady dose of Carlo Harris and Carter McGowan here in the second half with a 2-touchdown lead. Jackets are just going to try to get this game over with and let that clock run.
Second down and 6 or 7 as he spins away from a tackler in the backfield. Harris this time stood up at the 45, maybe the 44.
Harris showing a lot of grit, and coach is going to say, hey, go down. The yards are not that important. We don't want to risk any injury here. So they're gonna talk to him about that and send Carter McGowan into the backfield.
McGowan just had that touchdown run. He's out there with a single man. No, 2 men split wide left. Berlin on 3rd and 3. Hand off to McGowan. Starts left, cuts it back to the right, and falls forward, but gains but 1.
For a yard or 2.
So now, if I'm Blue Ridge, I'm punting this ball away on 4th. I know it's 4th and short, but
Ladies and gentlemen,
field position, right, is the game of the game for right now. The clock and field position. You don't need to get loud because they're not going for it. I don't think. Maybe they are. Yeah, they are going to go for it.
Let's go, Yellowjackets.
4th 3, 7 minutes to play here in the 3rd. Pitch it out to Harris. Runs to the right side. Has the first down as he runs it to the 35. Needed 3 yards. Gains 8.
Well, that's a lot of confidence in your front 5 for the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets to put the ball in the hands of Carlo Harris. Had a pretty good hole open on that right side as they're trying to get that clock to run. Blue Ridge will be just fine if that happens as well.
Harris with 106 yards now on 16 carries. 3 men in the backfield. Harris deep, gets the cow, and he's going to be brought down at the line of scrimmage. Another nice job there. Harris has been met in the backfield an awful lot, especially here in the 3rd quarter, but he's been slippery.
Yeah, but a little bit of miscommunication there, or something didn't look right on that play. Not only was the block not executed, but Luke Berlin had to go a long way to get that ball to Harris.
Shohei Ohtani just homered for the 4th time in the last 2 games.
Wow. Good for that young
14-0 as Berlin's rolling to his right.
Too bad it's for the Dodgers.
And a pass incomplete. Your wow did not sound at all sincere.
It wasn't. The secondary, I got to talk a little bit about the secondary for Morenci. They have done a really good, they've got to a lot of balls. They've knocked some balls down. There's been some
Instagram photo with that moon coming up over
There's been some completion opportunities for Berlin, but the secondary for Morenci has closed on those passes fast enough that they're able to knock that ball down.
Whitehead has come all the way over to the Blue Ridge sideline. The Yellowjackets are going.
I think they got clock issues.
The clock is not moving at 6.
It's too loud in the booth. They can't operate. They're
I think what happened is Otani homered and everybody just froze.
Yeah.
Oh, now there's 61 minutes.
I'm pretty sure that didn't happen.
So it'll be 6-12.
Hey, it just those that think that that you can't buy championships. The Dodgers showing that they're wrong.
You can try to buy championships, but if you're not investing in pitching,
we'll see what happens in about 3 weeks. But
I'll tell you what's going to happen. They're going to lose their first 3 games, and then everybody's going to wonder why the Dodgers can't win in October.
Pitching does usually.
It's an easy game. It's an easy game. 3 receiver set, 2 going to the right side. Berlin low. He's going to set up the draw again, but this time the Wildcats ready for it. Diddy there to upend. Is that Harris?
Yes, I think that was Carlo Harris. But, man, the penalties and I don't know, there's just been a lot of disruptions to the flow. We get some good flow, and the kids are going and they're playing, and then we got craziness that happens.
It's time to do it again.
But hopefully we can
let's hear ya.
keep going.
Going to keep the offense out on 4th and 11. Harris said to be shy, and they just got him in the neutral zone nearly again.
Almost.
They got 3 Wildcats flinching. Morenci right now able to remain disciplined. Snap had Berlin rolling left, pressured, unloads, and looking upfield where he's got his man caught at the 20.
I can't believe that's not a penalty.
Reckon Sarche makes
Sarche, nobody signaled anything.
No catch.
No catch, okay.
I'm a little concerned that they didn't. I mean, that's helmet to helmet right there. Huh. Can't believe that.
Was that Lucero? Lopez.
So it's going to be Morenci.
So Morenci gets it after the pass was nearly had, but falls incomplete.
Boy, I felt like he turned and started to run with that. I can't believe that wasn't a completion. No, yeah.
Wildcats now with 5:15 in the 3rd quarter are going to run their 4th offensive play as the handoff goes to Aragon as a flag comes out. He gets his momentum going to the 39, but
with a stop there.
What's the penalty? Holding called on the Wildcats.
Well, that could be a makeup call for not throwing the targeting flag on Sarche.
Holding on the perimeter.
So Morenci's offense has again found itself stalling and now not doing itself any favors. Move it back to the 25, first and 20. The clock is now going as they're split backs behind Lopez. Turn and give. Lucero tries to move it from the right to the left, but he's met immediately. Go gains 2, maybe 3.
Tricky there on the tackle, but you know,
that's going to bring up 3rd and 20.
It's going to be very difficult for Morenci to get back into this game if they keep operating the way they're operating. If I'm the head coach for Morenci, I'm kind of going to play this for the rest of the season. We have to be able to pass the ball at some point, and so I'm going to let Lopez try to throw it. If they intercept it, I mean, it's kind of all or nothing right now for Morenci at this stage in the game.
2nd and 17. Lopez drops back, pressured, slips one man. Now he's going to unload into triple coverage, and
we're going to have defensive.
No, it is caught at the 50.
Oh,
Fernandez somehow comes down with that, and there's a flag.
It's going to be defensive pass interference or defensive holding. I'm not sure, but that's going to be declined, and I'm sure they'll take the pass completion. So both Clough and James, I think, had an opportunity to get to this ball, but
so 22 yards.
That's what I'm saying. That's what you got to do to get back. And you know, Blue Ridge has shown the ability to run clock, and so you have to be able to get a score right here. And if you do it with the run, it's going to take forever. You're going to be well into the 4th quarter before you get to the end zone, so you got to have some big plays. Blue Ridge has not given up a big play in the run game, but let's test the pass game, and let's see if we can get something going moving forward through this season.
14-0, Blue Ridge leading 4-16 as the clock is still not starting. Handoff, Lucero as he goes up the gut, runs over the 40, loses the football, but like you say, he was down. Pick up 13 and another first down.
Boy, and just like that, big play in the running game from Morenci. Here we go. They have some energy. They're breaking that huddle quickly. Blue Ridge isn't ready. Blue Ridge looks tired, and Morenci's taking advantage.
4 minutes and 6 seconds left. Handoff this time to Lucero as he is able to fight his way forward for 3. Carlo Harris got there.
I feel like Blue Ridge right now, they're making one mistake that might cost them, is that they're going after the ball. And you can't go after the ball if you're the first guy there. You got to go after the tackle. And we'll see if that comes back to bite them here in this drive.
Lopez going under center, 3:37 in the 3rd. Fake the handoff. Looked like he wanted to think about the option. Fakes the toss. Now get his way over to the 40. Winds up gaining 3 yards before Chi gets the stop, but it's 3rd and short.
So now another one of those crucial moments in this game where you have a 3rd and short situation. Last time that happened, Morenci cost themselves with a penalty. But if they can pick up this first down, now they're really in business. But they can't allow this clock to continue to run. I mean, this is a short game already, based on the styles that these two play. So it's going to be very important that Morenci picks up this first down.
This is about as far as they've been able to penetrate into Blue Ridge territory. Man split wide left is Gousseau. Now a man coming in motion to the near side. Fake the handoff. Going to go with Lapita as he runs over the left side. He's in the open field at the 20, 10, 5. Touchdown Wildcats.
And there it was. That's the big play I was calling for, is they had to have that at this point to get back into this ball game. Blue Ridge kind of falling asleep a little bit. I think, again, the pace. We saw the pace pick up for Morenci again, and it really has benefited them here in this game so far.
Wow, they get the 22-yard passing play in triple coverage between Lopez and Fernandez.
No penalty on the celebration that time for Morenci.
Oh.
I'm just saying.
Just hearkening back to the
just
the second quarter and the drawn offsides.
Oh, they're
going for two. As the handoff will go with Aragon to the right side, and he's in the end zone. So 14-8, 2 minutes and 42 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. There's a lot of time left and only one score separating. It's Show Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there, and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Next week, we're going to be playing at Snowflake with the Gilbert Tigers coming to town. See that on iTalk 106.7, or you can listen on iTalk 106.7. Yes, right now we got a bit of a ball game. Blue Ridge, who had run out to a 14-0 lead, but the Wildcats are able to use Lapita to run into the end zone, make it 14-8 after the two-point conversion, and now going to send this kick deep. Sam James takes this one near his goal line, starts running out at the 10, 20, and gets hit hard by a handful of Morenci players at the 22.
But he didn't go down. The hit was big, but not big enough as Sam James took that shot and stayed up.
Both sides a little bit catching the other unawares with some of the kicking game. By the way, that's the Northland Pioneer College kickoff. When it's time to kick off your college education, do so at Northland Pioneer College, where they will not surprise you. You will pay the lowest tuition in the state. 2:34 to go, third quarter.
Big drive for the Yellowjackets right here.
Harris, 106 yards on 17 carries. As Sam James will split wide left. They got another triad of receivers just off the line here to the left, but the handoff goes Harris as he moves in this direction and gets over the 25, still on his feet at the 30, and he was one missed tackle away from a foot race.
Carlo Harris definitely going to be tired tomorrow as he is trying to put this Yellow Jacket offense on his back.
Yes, 116 yards on the ground, 28 in the air. Back in the pistol as the snap is had. Nope, this is actually McGowan, who's brought down in the backfield by Lucero. Loss of 4.
And that really, I mean, there's nothing Carter McCowan could really do about that. He was contacted pretty much immediately after he got the ball. So Blue Ridge has lost some intensity and some of that emotion that they came out in the second to start the second half. They got to find that again because this game is certainly a long way from being over, and they need to sustain a drive right here.
Minute and 45 seconds left, leading 14-8. Second down now, 14. As McGowan still in the backfield, fake the handoff. Berlin rolls to the left, unloads toward the sideline where James is decked immediately. Fernandez there on the stop. Flag back at the line of scrimmage. I don't think the Yellowjackets were lined up correctly again.
Wow, these penalties are just been crucial.
Nope. Illegal man downfield because of the length of time it took for Berlin to find an open man. But we wondered why they don't go with the more quick running routes.
He rolled out, though. Man, that's tough. I mean, you're allowed a little bit of leeway on that. Well, Blue Ridge has got an uphill battle in front of them here, although the good news is still just second down. So don't have to try to get it all back in one chunk. They can take two plays, go 10 yards, or something along those lines.
McGowan going to remain in the backfield.
Yeah, Carlo Harris came off the field a little slowly after that last run.
Second and 20, they need your help, guys.
3 receiver set, 2 going to the right, including Tricky lined up in the slot. Berlin drops back, now pressured, throws over the top where he's got his man nearly had, but then off his fingertips and nearly intercepted by Fernandez. Pass off of Sarche's hands.
Well, I feel like that's a little bit of deja vu not deja vu, but Brackett Sarche was not 100% committed to going up for that one after the shot that he took in the previous series. I feel like he was not sure because the defenders have been there in the secondary for Morenci, and so he kind of pulled it down a little early. Can't blame him a whole lot, but that's why that one. But again, just a hair high by Berlin.
He was getting a little bit of pressure, but still delivered most catchable ball as it's 3rd and 18. McGowan still in the backfield, same formation. Fake the handoff. This time Berlin wants to roll to the right, throw it back, and it's nearly intercepted, and then off of McGowan's numbers. So it started so strongly with the 10-yard gain from Harris, but he comes off the field, a couple of penalties and a loss, and it stalls.
Well, the problem, I'm at this point, Blue Ridge has gone to that screen pass just a little too often. It was a good time for it, but I think Morenci has just seen it too many times now, and they were right there. They went right with the ball carrier, with McCowan that time. Almost could have been disaster for Blue Ridge. Luckily, a lineman was in the coverage there.
Tricky, who was the star of the first quarter with his punting, going to try to avoid Lopez as a good snap. He's got some time. He's a little bit of pressure, and now gives a high boot that is short. And there's that huge roll that, again, is going to give the Yellowjackets some extra yardage, maybe as many as 15 yards.
I don't know how he does it. Doesn't look like there's a whole lot of technique there, but it works out for him pretty well.
At the 31-yard line.
1:11 to play here in the third. Make a wish. 14-8. The Wildcats scored for the first time on the last possession. Used a 22-yard catch by Fernandez in triple coverage on a long third down play. Or was that second down? Regardless, gave them their longest play from scrimmage and got him into the end zone. As now under center goes Lopez. Hands off to Lucero as he tries the left side of the line. Well, now Kraus has the football out of the logjam, but he's being told that
they've had a couple of those tonight, I think, on both teams. They are going to say he got back to the line of scrimmage, but Kraus is like, what's going on?
There was about 10 dudes in front of us that prevented me from seeing it when it happened. But
no, they're going to give him forward progress.
Okay, forward progress takes him to the 33. Gain of 3. Was that Aragon? Lucero, who now has 36 yards. Lucero this time trying to go up the middle, but Chi is there waiting for him, and he gains 2. 45 seconds left.
Yellowjackets.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to have PTSD after tonight. loudspeaker PTSD. But Blue Ridge showing a little bit better effort on the defensive front there, but they've still been giving up these chunk plays, and I think Morenci's got to feel pretty confident that they can pick up this first down here. I'm not sure if they'll get it off before the end of the third quarter.
Got 20 seconds to play with as it's third down and a long 4. Lapita comes in motion. They fake the toss to him. Instead go with Aragon as he's very close. Falls forward toward the 45. Gains 9 on the second effort and moves the chains.
Well, you know, the team that I thought was going to struggle as this game went on as far as energy and stamina was the Morenci Wildcats, but right now it looks like it's the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets.
As that's the final play of the third quarter, Morenci has the football and is again marching. 14-8 though, it trails going into the fourth. It's Shola Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable. Always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
I bet it is.
14-8. Morenci trails, but scored on its last possession, and the Wildcats just picked up a first down on 3rd and 4 and have it at the Wildcat 44-yard line. You just talked about how it seems like the Yellowjackets are the team perhaps surprisingly starting to run out a little bit of gas. And remember, Morenci's been playing without one of its offensive linemen since the first possession.
And both teams, you know, got guys that play both ways in a lot of different spots.
Split backs behind Lopez, handed off Lucero, and he's got a big surge as he gets toward midfield before being brought down. That wasn't as close as I thought. Gains 3.
The difference here is Morenci has gone back to that man-to-man blocking. They're not pulling anybody. They're just creating a great wall at the point of attack. and getting a good push. They're getting a good 3-yard push, and so the running backs aren't really able to break one, but they're going to get 3 or 4 yards at a time.
2nd down and 7 in the final quarter here. Trailing 6, handoff Aragon. Kind of curls around from the left to the right, and he's very close to the yard marker. Gains 6 before he's brought down.
Well, that time they did go and pull it. So good. Morenci doing a much better job of mixing up their run formations and their run styles. That time they do pull a man through along with the lead blocker, Lucero. And it's really paid some dividends here in this second half. Other than that first series, Morenci has shown the ability to move the ball here in the second half.
Blue Ridge took a 2-touchdown lead after a bad snap on a punt. And otherwise, I believe, only has 1 first down, so this might be 2-down territory here, as Lucero might not even make this a concern as a flag comes out late.
I don't know how
you have a first down.
Got a flag on the play.
Not sure how you have a holding penalty that
Number 5
when everybody's in that tight to the formation.
Holding gets Morenci.
So that is going to make it 3rd and
that's a huge
11 on what would have been a first down, 3rd and 13.
Yeah, huge break for the Yellowjackets right there. Man, like I said, everybody's in there, that tight formation.
Brings up 3rd and 13.
Now, the point that I was trying to make before that flag is if you are trying to, or you're considering Blue Ridge despite having that quick start, just haven't really been able to move the football much.
No.
If you can get half of these, do you go for it on 4th? Is they're going to counter that one and give that one to Aragon as he gets over the 45, but it's still going to be a very long 4th down.
You know, 10-15 to go. I don't know. I think I'm punting it away because Blue Ridge has not been able to show the ability to move the ball. I think I'm punting it with 10 minutes left. I got all my timeouts, and I know most people are like, well, 10 minutes, that's forever, but not in this game.
No, the Yellowjackets had the football for 6 minutes in the second quarter. Didn't get any points out of it. Torres, who had a bad snap the last time he was out here, Tricky, hoping for a chance to return as it's another bad snap. He's running back to the 30, to the 20, and he kicks this one away.
Smart.
As this will roll back toward the line of scrimmage. So they lose 5 yards, but the snapping woes continue for the Wildcats.
Well, unfortunately for the center, I think what's happening is he's trying to snap it soft, but when you go soft, it goes high. And that's what's killing him right there. You got to fire that sucker low and hard. And I'm guessing Morenci has punted before this game, but
maybe it's a little slick and chilly.
It could very well be.
9:35 to go, final quarter, 14-8. The Yellowjackets have the lead in excellent field position one more time. Harris back out as now he's going to come out of the backfield, moving in motion to the right side. Looks like they want to try to fake a screen to Tricky, instead go to the far side where James has this one. He's in the open field at the 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown.
Wow. The last 40 seconds, Derek, have been disaster for the Morenci Wildcats as the Jackets take advantage. They've been holding on and perhaps setting up that screenplay with all the other screenplays as they ran the fake to Carlo Harris and bring it back to Samuel James, who shows his ability with some speed down that sideline. He had 2 blockers out there, and he didn't need them. That's how wide open he was on that play. So
fake
just
the screen first over to Tricky, and then leave it wide open for James on the other side.
Yeah, great design play there for Blue Ridge, who now will go for 2.
Toss it to Harris, tries the right side, and over the goal line he's in to make it 22-8, 9:26 to go. Morenci had a first down, but a rapid-fire holding flag negated that, and then the bad snap gives Blue Ridge a short field and able to score again to make it 22-8. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
Want to go fishing? Head to Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. They have fishing supplies, outdoor fishing attire, and fishing gear. Plus all kinds of bait including live worms, flies, and lures. The staff are experienced anglers and they can advise you on what you need, where to go, and what type of bait the fish are biting on. Plus, pick up your fishing, camping, and boat permits. When you think fishing, think Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. Located on Highway 260, 1 mile before the casino.
On aluminum. 22-8, Blue Ridge leading as we get ready for a Northland Pioneer College kickoff. When it's time to kick off your college education, do so at Northland Pioneer College. Pay the lowest tuition in the state. After Morenci successfully went for 2, Blue Ridge did so to make it a 14-point lead. I think we can appreciate why the Wildcats are going for 2 with the special teams snapping situation.
Good point.
As this one rolling to the 10 where it's had by Aragon. One blocker to help him is not going to be enough as he gets to the 20 before he's spun out of bounds.
Samuel James and
well,
Jake
this
Hamlin
is going to put
making that
Morenci
stop for Blue
in a very
Ridge.
uncomfortable situation because they may have to go to the air at some point. 9:22, but if they continue to run the ball, that clock is going to run, and they have to get 2 scores. If it was a 1-score game, you could still run the ball quite a bit. We'll see what they elect to do here with this opening possession here.
Have been going with both Lucero and Aragon after in the first half it was mostly Aragon. He has 78 yards on 18 carries. Lucero 41 on 10 as Lopez 24 yards having completed 2 passes goes under center. Fakes the handoff, wants to start the option, but he's brought down in the backfield. Chi is there with the big stop.
That's a big stop by Noah Chi. He has not been getting into the backfield very much as we have another injured Morenci player, but he has not been getting into the backfield as much as we saw him in that second quarter, but able to get there that time.
Second time Lopez looked like he might have been able to make a toss coming out of the option, and I think with the penetration into the backfield from the Blue Ridge defense just kind of forced a little bit of panic time as he loses 2. Don't think that it would have gone for a very big gain, but might not have gone for a loss.
Yeah, that is absolutely not the direction they wanted to go.
So push it back to the 18, 8:55 to go. As 2 receivers come out wide on either side. Single man in the backfield is Aragon. Quick toss going to the far side where it's had by Fernandez, who somehow stays on his feet and winds up gaining 2. There are tougher ways to gain 2 yards, I'm sure. I just can't think of one right now.
Well, Blue Ridge changing up their defense a little bit, going with a cover 2 look, trying to create a situation where the big play does not hurt them as they're going with 2 free safeties. It looks like now maybe they're just going back to 1. Nope, Tricky is going to stay in at free safety.
3rd down and 10. Trips going to the right side, and again looking to pass, pressured. Lopez trying to make a man miss in the backfield, cannot do so. Rodriguez there with the stop.
I'll tell you what, and that's the fear for the Morenci Wildcats is when they have to try to go to the passing game, bad things have happened. They know they had the 1 big play to Fernandez, but that was pretty fortunate as it was. So just the passing woes continue for Morenci now. And the other thing is that sack causes the clock to continue to run because that's a run play.
Now after the last 2 snaps in punting formation have gone over the head of the punter, he's in his own end zone, and this one's good.
Okay.
And he's able to get it away, but it's still quite short.
Nice and high.
Tricky comes over, it signals fair catch, and we'll take it at the 39. So for the 3rd time here in the second half, the Yellowjackets are going to be starting with sensational field position.
I can't remember what their worst field position was. It was probably about the 30. I think it was the 31-yard line. I think that was their worst field position of the game. And that's been a big
in the second half. I don't think they've started a drive. No, they did have 1 drive that started in the 48.
Yeah, but boy, that's a recipe for a loss right there for Morenci. They have got to try to figure out that field position battle.
Samuel James, who just had a 40-yard touchdown reception, comes out to the near side. Instead, it's going to be Harris with both hands on the football, bounces off 1 tackler, and Lopez eventually brings him down, but not before he gains 7.
Able to pick up
123 yards now for Carlo Harris as the clock runs towards 7 minutes left. 22-8, Blue Ridge leading.
If Blue Ridge decides to pass the ball, I can almost guarantee it's going to be something short and inbounds in order to keep this clock running.
Got receivers bunched up off the right of the line. And now James split wide left. McGowan in the backfield as he'll get the call. Cannot find much going up the middle, maybe a yard, 3rd down and short.
They're going to bring
Gunnar McGowan with that carry.
This is a pretty big third down right here because you can pretty much put this game away if you can make this third down. And so I'm sure that's why the Jackets have brought Harris back into the ballgame along with Hunter Kraus. He's a good lead blocker. Oh, they're going heavy.
Under center with Berlin. Turn and give Harris as he is able to make the turn and then fight his way over the 30 and pick up the first down.
Boy, not a great line search for Blue Ridge that time, but Harris does a great job of spinning off initial contact as Morenci had stood up the lead blocker there. But a good job by Harris to pick up that first down. I think he sensed the importance of that one. And now, as we've seen Carlo running with two hands on the ball security going to be very important.
Going again with that big package as that runs the clock under 6 minutes to play.
Now, this is a pressure snap. They won't snap the ball. Berlin's just going to put pressure. I don't even think there's a signal count here. And he's just going to take it down.
Right now waiting for that signal to start, and there it goes. So he goes under center, turns and hands it off awkwardly to Harris, who is able to stretch this one out toward the right before Romero brings him down. And a flag comes out.
What is this penalty for? That
might be offsetting. It came from the referee.
But what is the penalty for?
I think that there was some activity after the whistle.
That was pretty poor.
Oh, they're calling that just against the Yellowjackets. So is that Harris?
Yeah, Harris was trying to get up after being tackled. Lucero kind of, Romero kind of flipped him forward. And so he was trying to get up. His momentum was still going forward, and it took him into Romero, and that's what they're calling the penalty. This is ridiculous. He's just he gave him a little, but that's still pretty tough.
That came after the play as well, so 2nd and 20, throwing this one for Tricky, and it's incomplete, and I was holding up because I was expecting there to be a flag. It looked like Lopez was there defending a little bit early.
Well, I tell you, I continue to be shocked from this vantage point. Why in the world are you throwing the ball way down the field? I know you're trying to pick up the first. I don't know what you're trying to do, but run the ball. Coaches sometimes try to outthink too much. Just do what you do.
Now they're showing 2nd and 20. Should it not be 3rd?
I think it is 2nd. That was on 1st down.
But it came after the play, right?
And they're going to throw it again.
All right, Berlin rolling to the left. Looked like he wants to throw as he has that one to James. That one right around the time he went out of bounds.
So they completed it, but
wait, we've got a formation flag.
They completed it, but they completed it out of bounds. So I don't know what is going on. We have this is another formation penalty?
I think so. So now they've changed the yard marker to 3rd down. So this should be now 3rd and 25. 5.
No.
Was this holding?
Must have been holding.
This drive started. Oh, wait a minute.
It's holding.
Wait a minute.
So now it's declined. So now it's going to be 3rd down and 20.
Oh, so the pass was caught out of bounds. So it's third down.
Oh, it was incomplete.
I think so. And now it's showing 4th down. So was that the 3rd down play?
Nobody knows.
This is
that play was.
Yeah, see, their completion was way up here.
And now it's 4th and not so long.
Okay, so wait a minute.
So it was 3rd down.
That was the 3rd down play that was complete after it was initially thought to be incomplete. And now does Morenci want to accept that penalty?
Right.
Is my follow-up to all of these different evolving developments.
All right, so I think we're 4th and 10.
Okay.
Okay, fourth and 9. And
4th and 9.
They do not want to accept the penalty. And it is 5 minutes and 8 seconds left. 22-8, Blue Ridge trying to ice it. Turn, fake the handoff, McGowan. Rolling to the right, Berlin. Now going to unload into double coverage, but it's out of bounds. The Yellowjacket faithful are frustrated.
I don't know why you're going for a home run. I don't know. I'm often confused, but that's why I'm up here. So Yeah, I mean I know 5 minutes is pretty quick with the way Morenci plays, and they have to make 2 scores, but you're not teaching your team how to win smart at the end of a game. That I think is ultimately the issue. You know, just when I said I promise that they aren't going to throw the ball down the field, they did it 4 times.
Maybe what happened is they heard that you were taking credit for their play calling in the first half.
You're right. Now they're going to prove me wrong.
Trips left. Single man on the far side, I believe, is Fernandez. As Lopez pressure drops back, and with that loaf of bread out, now a flag comes out. He's going to get this one away, and it's broken up before it was able to get to. That was a pass was intended to Lapita. But I think there's a holding flag deep in the backfield.
Yeah, and I didn't see much of a hold there either. But I didn't see any hold at all. I saw no holding. I mean, watching
I think he had a little bit of jersey and an extended arm.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he was trying to hold him. I don't think he actually did.
It's the intention to hold.
The intention to hold. Yeah.
Morenci's going to call timeout. We're going to settle things down to 4:51. Last quarter of play, 22-8. Blue Ridge leading. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
22-8. Blue Ridge has the lead, been able to utilize short fields. Morenci has played a mistake-riddled second half, including fumbled snaps, inopportune penalties, one of them negating a first down that seemed as if that Wildcats had all of the momentum when that had happened. Instead, holding moved them back of the chains, couldn't convert on 3rd and long. That was the second fumbled punt that wound up providing the Yellowjackets with a short field. And they only needed 4 plays total combined after those 4 punts or 4 missed snaps to get some points out of it. As now they try to go with a short pass off to the right side, but Aragon is immediately met by Rodriguez.
Nice stuff.
Yeah, I mean it's just a tough situation for Morenci to be in. I'm almost thinking they should have just ran the ball. They'd at least get positive yards. And right now with Blue Ridge playing a pretty soft defense, we're kind of in a prevent mode. You might be able to pick up 12, 15 yards if you were to run the ball right here.
2nd and 23.
But that means the exact opposite will happen, whatever I called for.
Aragon is in the backfield as the snap is dropped. Lopez wants to unload down the far sideline as he's trying to throw this one into Fernandez, but it looked like he was interfering with the potential interception there from Sarche.
Yeah, it could have been. So it looked like he couldn't get that other hand up as we get a look at that replay. Yeah, he definitely was offensive pass interference that time. But, again, I think the run play might be open. But we'll see what Morenci elects to do. I mean, 4:05 to go. This is basically the ball game right here.
Got to get it out to the Blue Ridge 36.
At least try to make it close on 4th down. Then you might think about going for it.
Man comes in motion, moves from the left to the right. And now Aragon going to get the handoff. Starts running to the right side and gets dropped at the 20. He does gain a few.
But see, if they would have done that on 2nd down and then done that again on 3rd, now we're in a manageable 4th down situation. This is why it's hard to be a coach. You have a lot of options available to you, but most of them are not going to be the right one, and you have to try to find that one that is the right one.
Going for it on 4th and 18 after a gain of 6.
I think they're punting.
Oh, no, there we go. Sorry.
Or they're faking it. I don't know.
Good snap, kicking it away. Good punt.
Nobody back.
As nobody was waiting for it. This is the exact opposite of a Blue Ridge bounce as it starts bending back. And have that at the 45. 3:23 to go.
On the 45-yard line.
So Harris who has had a busy day. He's run for a touchdown. He's got 126 yards on 20 carries. And he looks to be out there looking to ice it.
It's pretty good. That's pretty good numbers for Carlo Harris. And again, I'm going to go on record as saying Blue Ridge probably should be running the ball for these last 3:23. I know Morenci has all 3 timeouts, but if you pick up a first down, that probably makes that irrelevant.
McGowan just ran up the sideline, so Harris is not in there. Berlin working with the pistol. McGowan back.
Morenci coaches have called it a night.
As here comes McGowan to the near side and gets dropped.
Gardner McGowan fighting for a couple of
Well,
yards there.
the one thing he did well was he stayed in bounds. Yeah, and Morenci's not calling timeout, so I think Blue Ridge can very safely run the ball, knowing that they might have to punt it back to Morenci, but at this point it's pretty irrelevant.
2 scores separating them, under 3 minutes to play. So the loss of 3 makes it 2nd and 13. We can turn our attention toward the remainder of Blue Ridge's schedule, as they're going to finish the year with Round Valley. Also got Payson, which is 3-1 to date. It seems like that might be the toughest of their regional competition. That was Harris.
Carlo Harris.
I think they have Fountain Hills on their schedule as well.
Oh, right.
But yeah, I don't know how good Fountain Hills is, but sometimes they have pretty good teams.
Harris gained 5.
Yeah, so Morenci showing some class right here, not stopping the clock. Blue Ridge can run this down to under a minute.
Two minutes remaining, as Berlin had a hard count, but now looking back to his sideline. And it'll be the Yellowjackets who will take a timeout with 1:49 to play. What you got there?
So Blue Ridge's schedule next week is actually homecoming, and they play Safford. Safford's going to come up. The following week there, Blue Ridge has a very favorable schedule, not only in the caliber of opponent, but they have a ton of home games. So they have Safford at home. They have Fountain Hills at home. They do travel to Payson. That's going to be a tough one. They have Sholo at home, and then they finish the year, as you said, at Round Valley. So a couple of tough tests on the road there, but being undefeated going into these final 5 games really bodes well for the Jackets.
How do you think, after we watched Round Valley adjust and play the Thatcher running game fairly well, they gave up some big ones, but they were able to contain an awful lot more than we suspected would happen after the first possession?
It's a whole different ball game when Blue Ridge and Round Valley play, because most matchups, those two teams are going to be undersized. But playing against each other, it's going to be strength on strength, I feel like. And I think that's going to really just kind of be a question of who shows up that night.
After the Yellowjacket timeout, 22-8 lead, still 1:49 to play. Handed off to Harris, who is stopped by Lucero, and now Morenci will take a timeout. You know what? We'll join him. 1:41 to go, 4th and 8 coming up at Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you: Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
And this
22-8.
4th and 9 for Blue Ridge.
Looks like Tricky's coming out. I was just about to ask if you even rolled the dice on a bad snap.
No, you go ahead. I think you go ahead and punt it away.
They're leading 22-8. There's only 1:41 left. As back to receive is Fernandez for the first time. Yuma Catholic beating Thatcher right now, 19-6.
Wow.
They had a tough one last week. Is this one off the side of the foot and out of bounds?
He finally missed one. I'm not sure how the white hat is going to judge where that went out of bounds when he was not anywhere near
That's going to put the ball on the 28-yard line.
Still able to gain
Morenci
17 yards out of it.
there.
Morenci will take over on the 28, but only has a minute and a half plus to go. Got to score twice.
Well, but again, this is an opportunity for Morenci to work on the passing game, try to get something going. And having watched their last couple possessions, it's not so much on Lopez. They really got to do a better job of protection. He just has no time to even look downfield, really. So maybe they add in an extra tight end or something to stay in and help block.
Going again with three receivers to the left, this time on the short side of the field. Lucero going in motion. He's going to get the call. He's met by Harris. In addition to,
Carlo
that might be on one of the final plays, the glass-shattering hit of the game.
Yeah, we haven't had a ton of them, but that, man, boy, and it was kind of simultaneous with Chi and Harris both popping Lucero there as he tried to cut back inside, and the two middle linebackers for the Yellowjackets had said, no, you're going down right here. Now, Morenci does have 2 timeouts, but it looks like they're not going to use them. They're going to just run this out.
Not in any hurry to get to the line of scrimmage. Now under a minute to go.
1 minute left in the game.
As they still have the three receivers coming to the left of the line. Lopez is again going to put Lucero in motion. Roll in the same direction. Wanted to throw that one short.
He's
now
got time.
Doesn't have anywhere to go, so he's going to reverse field again. Still looking upfield. Could run for it. Now he's eventually going to opt to do so. Goes over the 35 before he's forced out of bounds near the 40. Should be enough for a first down, and it stops play with 35 seconds left. 22-8 still. They got to get it into the end zone twice. And
it's going to be interesting to see if I got to believe Carlo Harris is getting close to 20 tackles, which is a ton. But he has just been all over the field for the Yellowjackets tonight.
They're holding things up before the Wildcats can get to the.
They must be having a clock issue. I would imagine the Blue Ridge coaches are not in the press box anymore, so I don't know how they're going to communicate the time issue. But
so Lopez, now as they've moved it from 31.8 to 31.2, looked like he might have called a touchdown.
Wow, what in the world?
And they've 34 seconds.
Okay, here we go.
Fernandez out wide right, 22-8. Morenci still trailing. Lucero again goes in motion to the right side. Lopez running out of time as he moves to the right. Trying to unload upfield, but he's going to be brought down by Harris for a big sack.
Carlo Harris with that sack.
Carlo Harris showing some wrestling skills right there with a nice little takedown. And that's something as I look back on this game, Carlo is not, usually when he makes contact, the guy's going down. And he's not the biggest guy. Just has a lot of heart, that's going to do it.
Morenci opting to allow the clock to expire. Zeros show across. 22-8 is the final score. We will start our post-game conversation after this and show LaFort's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
Northland Pioneer College is cheering for you on and off the field. Secure a win by enrolling in college courses at NPC. Earn college credits in high school, learning new skill or trade. Complete classes that will transfer to any Arizona university. NPC has 3 new bachelor's degree programs and over 100 associate degrees, certificates, and areas of study to choose from. The playing field for your future is wide open. Take a shot and score big by enrolling in classes at NPC. Northland Pioneer College. Your journey starts here.
Hey everybody, this is Ryan here from Horn. We got some specials going on this month. Right behind me is a 24 Tahoe. They're taking $3,000 off. That puts this one under $60,000. Also, our great selection of 25 tracks, which are taking $1,500 off. The brand new redesigned 25 Equinox, which are taking $2,500 off. We also have the brand new Chevy Traverse, taking $2,500 off this month. Come on down and see us.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
22-8 final score. Blue Ridge remains undefeated. Morenci falls to 2-3 and 1-1 against the 3A East. As this one wasn't pretty, but is that a mark of a good team that it's able to win a little bit sloppily?
You know, I don't know that I can blame it all on the teams as far as the prettiness or not. There were just some weird interruptions, and I think that kind of disrupted the flow. Now there were penalties, a lot less it seemed like there were less penalties in the second half. Not a ton, but yeah, we're kind of at that point in the season where teams either have it or they don't. And I think Blue Ridge in the last 2 weeks at least, where they've played up in competition, has shown that they're going to be a team to be reckoned with. They're maybe not one of the top teams, but certainly a team that can make some noise in the playoffs. They obviously have some things to clean up that haven't probably been shown to them until these last 2 weeks, and so we'll see how they respond next week as they host Safford, who should be a decent team as well.
Safford 2-2 coming into this week,
so probably a very similar opponent to Morenci, really. But Morenci had opportunities to win tonight, shot themselves in the foot a little bit, and I think it's going to be a tough coaching job for Morenci to how do we move forward in a positive direction out of this, because they have to feel like, man, we had an opportunity here tonight and we let it slip away.
How much simpler is it to overcome mistakes when you got somebody in the backfield like Carlo Harris?
Yeah, I mean he makes up for a lot of mistakes. Just the tenacity with which he runs just really makes a huge difference. When there's big holes, he makes your defense pay even more. But just really did a great job tonight. And I thought there was good balance in the second half between the run and the pass. Luke Berlin, again, stepping up in competition. The secondary did a great job for Morenci, and I think he's going to have an opportunity to look at some film this week and go, okay, I need to be a little crisper on this pass. This pass was a little high. Sometimes when you're trying to find that touch, balls tend to sail on you a little bit, and perhaps that's what happened to him tonight. But Carlo Harris just played an outstanding game on both sides of the ball. I'm sure the Jackets will hope they don't have to rely on him solely, but he was the X factor here tonight.
Berlin 5 for 19 for 83 yards. He did have a couple that looked like they should have been hauled in, but otherwise seemed like he might have been frustrated a bit by some pressure, forced to move the pocket perhaps a little bit more than he wanted. Was able to hit Harris for 34 yards and Sam James for 40. And then, of course, Carlo Harris with 131 yards in addition to 28 passing yards. As we shift over and start talking about some of the big deals, especially the Horn Auto Center drive of the game. Which one do you like there?
Well, I think that's probably the easiest award to give tonight, and it's the drive, the two-play drive that Blue Ridge had where Samuel James scored that final touchdown of the night after Morenci had the holding penalty, after they had the bad snap on the punt, and Blue Ridge turned that into 6, or actually 8 at that point, and that put this game away on just a great play call on the fake screen pass right, came back to the screen pass left to Samuel James for the touchdown.
So that the Horn Auto Center drive of the game, which was just a one-play drive that went for 40 yards, coming after the second bad snap from the Morenci Wildcats in the second half that led to just 65 yards total needed to score the final 2 touchdowns for the Yellowjackets today. Shifting gears toward the Deemer's glass shattering hit of the game. If you need glass for your home or business, Deemer's Glass in Lakeside is hands down the best place to call when you need quality glass at affordable prices. Deemer's Glass, call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Well, I really think it has to be Carlo Harris. He had one on the defensive end here at the end of the game but also was delivering blows, some glass-shattering hits on offense.
Yeah.
When he got to that line of scrimmage, he just lowered his shoulder and tried to hurt somebody. But I think that play at the end really symbolized the way that Carlo plays with just reckless abandon, which is what you want out of your middle linebacker. So I think that's what we're going to go with for the Deemers glass-shattering hit of the game.
Again, if you need glass for your home or business, call Deemers Glass, which is hands down the best place to call when you need quality glass at affordable prices. Deemers Glass. Call 1-888-GLASS-MAN. And it has been the Carlo Harris show. Why not go ahead with one more and look for the Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint player of the game, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint. Get your windshield replaced by the experts.
Yeah, almost 200 yards total offense for Carlo Harris tonight. I'm sure he had 20 tackles.
Including a big sack there at the end of it.
Yeah, so I was going to say some for a loss. So really just did a great job all around, and probably the easiest choice tonight.
22-8, Blue Ridge gets the win, remains undefeated. Final thought.
I think both teams are going to be able to look at this game at this point in the season and really learn something, because quality opponents, right? I mean, Blue Ridge has slowly but surely stepped up in their level of competition. I think that's going to give them the opportunity to learn a lot and make some improvements. Sometimes when you play some of these easier teams, things look good, but they're not really good. And now they've been shown some things that they're going to really need to improve on. Number one, I think they're going to have to clean up the passing game. I think the receivers did a pretty good job tonight when they had their opportunities. They're going to have to clean that up, and they're going to have to perhaps find another runner besides Carlo Harris, because if he happens to get dinged up, or if he's playing a ton of snaps on defense, they're going to need somebody else to step up. Carter McCown had a couple good runs tonight, but they're going to need to see more out of him.
Last call here at Blue Ridge. The Yellowjackets beat Morenci 22-8 as we thank our sponsors, especially Ace Hardware and Pine Top, Overguard, and Sholo for the keys to the game. Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store, the injury report, Northland Pioneer College. Didn't call their name nearly as often as we ordinarily do, but they are the kickoff sponsor. Horn Auto Center for the drive of the game. Comfort Fit Dentures for the touchdowns, of which there were but 4. And Mountain Mobile Auto Glass for the player of the game. As I'm Derek Palmer for Mike Granillo. Mike Caldwell, who is helping with the stats and spotting, and Mel West, who is directing. We'll be with you next week at Snowflake for a big game against the Gilbert Tigers. Until then, be safe.
This has been Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 KNKI Pine Top and iTalk1067.com. Brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Deemers Glass, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, Summit Regional Medical Center, Horn Auto Center, Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport, and Comfort Fit Dentures. This broadcast has been a copyrighted production of iTalk 106.7 and Country Mountain Airwaves, a Kopaniki communications station. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of this broadcast without the expressed written consent of iTalk 106.7 or Country Mountain Airwaves is strictly prohibited. For more information on this